This is Rugby Radio
with Stuart Cameron.
Brought to you by Borders College.
Hello and welcome to Rugby Radio, which comes to you live from Fullerton Park in Troon this afternoon for a Premiership top end of the table clash between league leaders Marr and Currie. We're here with you till 5 o'clock to bring you live commentary on the game from Robin Purdie and Andrew Fleming. The match kicks off at 3 o'clock, but there's a full programme throughout Scotland, and we'll certainly keep you up to date on latest scores as they happen. Well, I'm going to bring in David Ferguson first of all for a quick chat about this afternoon. David, you're down at Poynter Park in Kelso, and of course Kelso playing Edinburgh Accies today. That has all the makings of a very close game.
Yes, indeed, you'd have to think so. I think there are a number of games in this division that are going to be like that, aren't they? You know, we know that Hawick, Marr, they're doing well. They've got the potential to beat teams and put them away by a lot of points. But there's a good number of teams in the middle of the table, like Edinburgh, like Kelso, who I think, have got, on their day, they can beat most teams in the league. But when they get it wrong, they can be beaten, they're beatable. And we saw that with Kelso here just last week when they had the upper hand over Selkirk. But they let Selkirk into the second half. Selkirk worked really hard. When they stopped kicking the ball interminably through the air and actually started putting it through the hand, Selkirk came back and scored that last gasp try, which through Callum Anderson, which took the game from Kelso right at the death. So, yeah, Kelso looking to come back from that. Edinburgh is similar. Edinburgh is looking to come back from a disappointing result for them last week as well. And so you've got two teams who really have the bit between their teeth looking to win here on a very sunny afternoon in Kelso.
Well, it's sunny here now. It wasn't the story earlier on. It was bucketing down on the west coast here at Troon, but we have the big match here, of course, Marr against Currie. How do you see this one going?
It's interesting because we saw Currie down at Hawick a few weeks ago, and to be honest, I think even Mark Cairns, Currie coach, said afterwards they were really only in that game for 10 minutes. It was a funny game. Hawick looked in command early on, but Currie had a good strong side. They'd been beating teams by 40 odd points up until that point, but they'd played all the teams at the bottom, and they found Hawick a different side altogether. Now Hawick, of course, were coming back. They'd beaten Kelso really well, but they lost away to Marr, and that was the big disappointment for Hawick. And I think since that Marr game, Hawick have really stepped it up, and they caught Currie cold that day, and Currie, I think, realised it's not going to be as easy as it was early in the season. So Currie, Marr, both of those teams are cracking teams to watch when they get going, when they get playing. But as Hawick showed, yeah, they are beatable too.
Musselburgh, of course, at Hawick is an interesting one because Musselburgh have taken the scalp of Selkirk and Jed Forest.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I've not seen Musselburgh yet this season, so it'll be, I'm not sure what they're like. I think a lot of people think they might be sort of a team that's vying in the bottom half rather than the top half. But it's about taking your chances. I don't think there's as much between the teams sometimes as some of the scorelines can suggest. Teams can drop out of games and they can let things go for a period in a game and they lose a few points, they lose a few tries. If they can hang on in there, I think you can see much closer scraps, and we've seen that, I think, with Edinburgh Accies this season. It'll be interesting to see how they go. I mean, I think everybody will, the majority will expect Hawick to win that game at Mansfield Park to protect that unbeaten run that we've talked about, Stuart, that's gone back now 4 years. But it'll be interesting to see what kind of fight Musselburgh put up, because we know that Kelso went there. They were missing a few players and a young team out, but they lost 60 points down there. A few teams have come a cropper against Hawick, so I think Musselburgh know the size of the challenge. I think the likes of Musselburgh, Selkirk, Kelso, I'm not sure if Edinburgh is in that group as well, they're all much they're pretty close. So when they play each other, we can put wins on the board. When they go up against Hawick or Currie or Marr, that's when we see whether they're going to be top half or bottom half.
Well, we'll be talking to you a little bit later on. Of course, Selkirk against Herrick's Blues and Glasgow Hawks against Jed Forest in the Premiership as well. We'll talk about National 1 and National 2 a little bit later on. But back here at Fullerton Park, it's Marr versus Currie. And earlier I spoke with head coaches of both teams, Kenny Diffenthal of Marr. And first let's hear from Currie head coach, and that of course is Mark Cairns. Well, we're here at Fullerton Park. The weather was supposed to be dry today. Not at the moment, is it?
No, it's not, no. Weather's coming in now, so hopefully it goes away. But if not,
just have to deal with it, I guess.
Absolutely. Well, they reckon about 15 mile an hour winds as well, so it's not so bad. But 3 o'clock, it's going to be dry, they say.
Beautiful, warm, sunny. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Plenty of grass on the pitch as well for your backs to go and score some tries as well.
Hopefully, yeah.
Of course, the last time we spoke was down at Mansfield Park, and it wasn't a particularly great experience for you down there at that time. And you were hoping, I guess, last week to get back on the road and put things to right, but your game was waterlogged off, unfortunately. So how have you prepared for this one without rugby for 14 days, competitive rugby?
Yeah, so we actually got together with Heriot's Super 6 side on the Monday, and we had a hit out against them. So we got some rugby in us, and then Tuesday, Thursday followed the kind of usual plan. So actually we've had a good week's training. It's quite nice for the boys to have a week off, on a Saturday, do something else for a change, be refreshed when they came back, and it's been pretty positive this week.
And able to get some injuries sorted out as well, I suppose.
Yeah, we've had some guys come back into the squad this week. Will Ingles is back on the bench, back into the squad. So is Rhys Davies is back into the starting team. So yeah, we're pretty strong actually up front, and the backs are unchanged.
That's right. I was just going to say, look, it's a very familiar lineup at the backs with Jamie Forbes and obviously DJ Innes, and a few people who can certainly know their way to the try line. Yeah,
for sure, and I think actually it's a really good matchup today. Obviously Marr have got some really good threatening attacking backs as well, so they'll be a bit of a forward, back and forwards in the forwards to get us some momentum, but both backs can play a bit as well, so that'll be exciting to watch.
Now, of course, as Mansfield Park's been a bit of a fortress, Fullerton Park traditionally as well. They've also got the Bill McLaren Shield as an extra little sweetener for you as well. And you've obviously studied how they play here. What are the tactics from your point of view? They won't hear this.
They play some good rugby once they get momentum. Before that, they kind of play one-out stuff, a lot of passing, trying to get that momentum, and then when they've got it, they'll get it out to their backs. So we've got to try and stop them getting that early momentum through set piece, and also getting off the line quickly to get to stop their first receiver from getting over the gain line, and then from there we'll see what happens. From our point of view, in our attack, we've seen some space, which we know how to get there. Whether we do or not is a different story. And we need our set piece to function. We need to get a lot more line out ball than we did against Hawick down at Mansfield. And our scrum would be good if that was going forward as well.
And you can't underestimate how important this match is today.
Yeah, totally. It was. We're 3 points behind game in hand. So if we can get 5 points behind Marr, but 3 points behind Hawick with the game in hand. So if we can get a good win here today, then puts us right back in the mix to top of the league.
Well, just fine. I must ask you about this. It's been on my mind a long time about the Premiership playoff situation. I'm not a great fan of it, I have to say. I like a league to be a league, and I think back in, when was it, 2021-22, you finished about 10 points clear of everyone, and in my eyes, should have been crowned the champions, but that's not the case now. How do you see that as a club, as one of the clubs that are right up at the very top?
Yeah, but we like the playoff system from the point of view of getting lots of fans to the club. Creates a real kind of spectacle at the end of the season, which was class. I think there should be some kind of system where you're rewarded for finishing top of the league. Yeah. And then you have the ability to consolidate that by getting through the playoffs and winning the playoff final as well. But there should definitely be something for winning the league in the first place.
Because you have been on the losing end of that side, as we know, in the last couple of seasons as well.
Yeah, we've lost the 2 playoff finals. But yeah, against Marr, it was obviously tougher to take because we were clearly the best team in the league that year. We just got it wrong on the day. And Hawick nearly done the same thing against us last year, but managed to pull it.
I wasn't going to mention
that.
Yeah,
no, it's fine. Managed to pull it and score in the last minute. But they could have experienced something similar to us, which was dominance across the year and then still not being crowned champions. So that's the way the leagues are run, and we've just got to accept that and go with it.
To me, the best of both worlds could be that you actually finish your 18 games and whoever's on top gets the trophy, just like in National 1, 2, 3 and 4. before.
Yeah.
And then, because the Cup at the moment is in pretty dire straits, as we all know, it's unfortunate. We've had all the Borders teams apart from Hoyk pull out. I mean, surely there could be an opportunity of maybe kind of seeding from the Premiership and have like a Cup later on. That way it doesn't interfere with the league, and it boosts the Cup as well, because, you know, as you mentioned, I mean, the playoff finals have been excellent occasions, no question about that. It's just whether it's the right thing to happen.
Yeah, I think it would be great to have a strong Cup comp running alongside a league and then a playoff as well. I think it'd be good to have a treble winner.
Yeah, you could have as many many players as you want then. I just feel that, you know, you finish the top, that's it.
Yeah, totally. I would be nice to have three cups to play for. Create more spectacles, get crowds along to the clubs more often. Yeah, just got to do as much as possible to make it as exciting as possible, but also fair as well. So. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, sorry to take you on a bit of a diversion there, but
no worries.
It's something I always wanted to talk to you about, so that's good to cover that. The rain's pouring down at the moment. Hopefully by the time of kick-off, it'll all be dry and sunny and we'll have a good game of rugby. And we wish you the best.
Nice one, thanks.
Cheers Mark. Well, Kenny, great to be here at Fullerton Park for the first ever time, broadcasting certainly, and you've got a pretty decent team out today.
Yes, yeah, I mean, the team that we've picked, it's been relatively settled, so thank goodness we haven't had many injuries. So, yeah, really good team out at Fullerton.
And unbeaten, of course, at home. You've got the Bill McLaren Shield proudly attached to the front of the bar as well, and that's something you'll want to keep.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I mean, that's just a little sweetener at the end. Obviously, a tough game ahead. We won't be thinking about that, but it's definitely a bonus if we do manage to win.
So how do you approach this one? Obviously you feel very, very comfortable in your skin at Fullerton Park. You've beaten Hoyk already here quite comfortably. Hoyk beat Currie as well pretty comfortably at Mansfield Park, but today's another day.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, each game's different. Each time we approach a game, we try and make sure we don't change too much. We change the bits and pieces that we think we need to change. So approaching this game, we haven't changed too much, just worked on a few little subtleties what we think will help us against Currie.
Now, of course, as you can probably hear in the background, the conditions can be variable at Troon. We've already had bright sunshine. We've had a lot of rain come down earlier, but the pitch is plenty of grass on it. It's looking good, and obviously something that you're very, very familiar with.
Yeah, so the pitch is actually holding up very well. We're hoping that this little shower blows through and then we've got sunshine like we had maybe half an hour ago. Hopefully that sticks through. Yeah,
the forecast is dry anyway after 3 o'clock, which is obviously what everyone wants.
Yep.
A quick word about Angus Johnston then. Unfortunately he's had to retire through injury, but what a servant to the club.
Oh, 100%. He's done so much for the club. Led so many years. Brilliant. Massive loss to us at the beginning of the season. But then again, guys that have stepped up considerably, so it's really good. He's still a big part of the squad and the club coming to support us. So yeah.
Will he be more involved in the coaching side now?
I wouldn't say involved in the coaching side, but definitely somebody that would speak to every now and again for his expertise.
Now tell us about sort of how the club has actually risen through the ranks, because we were in the clubhouse earlier and we saw the kind of champions of the West League, which seems such a long time ago, and the club has done tremendous things, now very much embedded in the top end of the Premiership. How do you manage to do it, because you're right out on the West Coast here?
That's right out on the West Coast indeed. I think there's been a real influx from the school, the pathway, conveyor belt into the club, if you want to call it that, has been unbelievable, and a lot of work goes into these youngsters coming through, trying to keep them interested in staying at the club.
And it certainly is working, and it's great to see. I mean, when we arrived about 11 o'clock this morning, lots of kids out on the park, girls, boys, totally enthusiastic, very, very interested, and this is the future, isn't it?
100%. The club's massive on that front, trying to make it enjoyable for everybody. So those youngsters are a massive part of our success and a massive part in the club's success. So it's really important that we do acknowledge those youngsters.
So you've seen off Hawick earlier on in the season. You've had a couple of good wins. Selkirk, of course, came down here as well, and you saw them off as well. Now it's the big one, Currie, but the confidence you must have gained as a team for beating Hawick, who had been unbeaten for a long, long time.
Yeah, great confidence. I think that a lot of credit should go to the boys. The boys on that specific day turned up. We had worked on little bits and pieces, and they executed. So all the praise should be going to them, because they absolutely stepped it up, especially after the loss to Heriots the week before, new season, etc. So a lot of doubters, but we put that to bed when we played Hawick.
Well, certainly it's going to be a cracking match today. It's the game of the day. There's no question about that in the Premiership. We wish you the best of luck.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Stuart.
Kenny Diffnall, and before that it was Mark Cairns, both head coaches of Marr and Currie. Well, after the break we'll look ahead to some of the other games happening today.
This is Rugby Radio. Rugby Radio.
If you're looking to develop or hone your green skills, look no further than Borders College, your local community college. Visit borderscollege.ac.uk today. Borders College, regionally focused, globally engaged.
Based in Galashiels but covering the whole region and beyond, Borders Mortgage Hub is your one-stop shop for all things mortgage related in the Borders. Visit us at bordersmortgagehub.com or call us on 01896 807 008. That's 01896 807 008. Borders Mortgage Hub. Mortgages for the Borders in the Borders.
Borders water, Borders barley and Borders people. That's what makes the Borders Distillery. Working exclusively with local farmers, the Borders Distillery is bringing whiskey making back to the region. Our award-winning distillery is open to everyone, where you can meet the people behind the scenes, explore our wash house and shop quality local products. Tour your local distillery and discover the spirit of the Borders. Full details at thebordersdistillery.com. Always enjoy our spirit responsibly. Under 18s must be accompanied by an adult when visiting the Borders Distillery.
Your pet deserves the best, and that's why your pet deserves the care and treatment offered by Border Vets. We focus on delivering the very best care to each and every one of our patients and clients. We get to know you and your pet and offer treatments tailored to every animal's individual needs, from our conveniently located surgeries in Galashiels, Selkirk and Earlston. Ask about our Pet Health Club for your cat or dog, giving you peace of mind by spreading the cost of vaccinations, regular checks and more. From dental care to travelling abroad and the whole range of veterinary services, bordervets.co.uk is where you'll find everything you need to know. Border Vets, where your pets are part of our family.
This is Rugby Radio, brought to you by Borders College.
So let's go to Alan Lorimer, because he's at Mansfield Park.
Hawick take on Musselburgh at Mansfield Park this afternoon, knowing that this is a must-win match against a side that at one stage last year was facing the very real prospect of relegation, but which this season has defied the odds by occupying 5th place in the Premiership. Musselburgh come into today's clash undefeated against Border sides this season, having drawn with Kelso at home and achieved away wins over Jed, Forest and Selkirk. The Honest Toon will be missing several key players today, most notably their powerful second row Michael Badenhorst. But Hawick too have had to make alterations to their side due to the unavailability of some top performers. Missing in the backs are Kyle Brunton and Lee Armstrong. The latter voted man of the match last week at Jed. Brunton's absence has resulted in a recall for veteran Ali Weir, who, having retired 2 years ago, has reheated his career with Hawick Force. Charlie Welsh comes in at outside centre with hat-trick scorer last week against Jed, Andrew Mitchell, wearing the number 12 shirt. In the forwards, coach Matty Douglas has taken the opportunity of unavailability to give new signing Dan Brooker from Christchurch, New Zealand, a debut appearance in the middle of the front row. Tom Hope, performing well for the Greens, is at tight head, with veteran front row Nicky Little on the bench. Hawick will be eager to kick on from last week's 61-0 win over Jed at Riverside, but they will face a team that has proved it can defend well. As always, so much will depend on the forward battle and in particular the front row struggle. The Greens will be looking not just for a win but a bonus point victory that could propel them to the top of the table. On paper that should be achievable, but the message to the players will surely be Don't underestimate the men from Stony Hill.
Absolutely. That's Alan Lorimer at Mansfield Park today, keeping an eye out on Hawick against Musselburgh. Well, in East League 3 this afternoon, a very intriguing match between two unbeaten teams, Edinburgh Northern and Earlston. And we can bring in Hugh Brown now, who's at Inverleith Park this afternoon, covering this one for us.
Both teams are undefeated, but Earlston have won all 4 of their games, whilst Edinburgh Northern have won 3 and drawn against league leaders Trinity Accies, who've played one more match than today's sides. Earlston have undergone a remarkable turnaround this season under new coach Cammy Hill. They struggled in the last 2 seasons but seem to have a new impetus this year. The men from the Hawk are led by the very tall Ali Sessford, one of 2 brothers who play rugby. The home team, Edinburgh Northern, are also a good side, and with home advantage this is sure to be a competitive 80 minutes. Team news: at Earlston have 5 regulars missing today because of injury or holidays, including scrum half Gareth Walker, who is replaced by Michael Dalton. With the beautiful backdrop of Edinburgh Castle shining in the crisp autumn sunshine, here at Inverleith Park we're eagerly awaiting Edinburgh Northern against Earlston, with kick-off just a few minutes away.
Looking forward to that one as well. Should be an interesting fixture. We can now go back to Poynter Park and rejoin David Ferguson. Kelso against Embrackis.
Well, yes, we're looking forward to a game obviously this afternoon. This is 2 teams here on a sunny but breezy day at Poynter Park. We've got 2 teams this afternoon that are both aiming to bounce back from narrow defeats in games that they probably both felt they could and should have won last week. The host Kelso lost 21-19 to Selkirk after dominating that game for large parts, but they allowed their Borders rivals back into it, and a late try ultimately denied them victory. That dropped them to third bottom in the league with just 10 points from the first 5 matches, and that's not really where they want to be after a bright enough start to the season. They had good draws, didn't quite get the wins, but then they started to get themselves moving, and they would have expected to have beaten Selkirk, or certainly hoped to. They've got Jed coming up, of course, in the next couple of weeks, which is going to be a big game for them. But today it'll be an interesting test of where they are, coming up against Edinburgh Accies, who are 8 points ahead of them. Edinburgh Accies sitting 6th place in the league at the moment, but again they come off a result where they just lost narrowly last week to Marr, of course, and again, that was a 20 points to 17 defeat at home at Raeburn Place that Ian Bertinison is saying they could and should have won that game last week. So Edinburgh Accies come to Kelso with a point to prove, looking to push themselves, get the points to push themselves back into the running for the playoff places, and Kelso here at home just making sure they can start to close that gap back up to the middle of the pack.
David Ferguson at Poynter Park looking after Kelso against Embrackis for us. Another big game, well, an important game certainly, is happening today. Glasgow Hawks playing Jed Forest at Balgray in the Premiership. It's 9th versus 10th, with Jed looking for their first win this season, so an absolutely vital game for both of them. We caught up with coaches from both sides. We're going to hear from Jed Forest David Grieve in a moment, but first Hawks head coach, that's Andy Hill.
Jed haven't won a game yet, but we're under no illusions that they're going to look and target this game, having beaten us up at Balgray last year, and having given their current run of results. It's not been what we would have wanted, but it's what we're going to have to, it's a task that we're faced with, is to go away and get a win this Saturday. Still going to be challenged. Looks like Liam Brims is going to be a long-term injury for us, looking at scans and things like that, so he gives Gavin Cruikshanks and David McCartney a chance to battle for the 10 jersey, and young Freddie Thompson is coming through, who's played well, and we'll also start to look at Henry Lapsley, who's played for Strathclyde Uni at 10, and Wayne Burrows, who's returning from injury next week. And on the positive note, that we've got the likes of hopefully James Pinkerton fit this week, and we've got Kyle Shanahan back fit, who's probably been our in-form prop. Those will be positives, but we lose out with Sam Graham not being available this week in the centres, so nobody really knows where Jed are at the moment, because their teams change week in, week out with availability. A lot of young players from what I believe are playing, so we basically just need to focus on ourselves.
So on Saturday we played Hawick with what was a really depleted squad. I think we had about 12 or 13 players unavailable, including 5 front rowers, which we really struggled to replace. We've not got a big squad, and just having that many players out, it's really not easy at the moment. Well, it was a bit of a mismatch. One of the things we said to the boys though before the game was just don't give up, play at the final whistle. And to their credit, they done that, and that was a positive for us. A few boys came in for their debuts. In the forwards, we had Hamish Stenhouse and Harvey Keefe. Hamish, he's an 18-year-old back row player. He looked good out there. He had a big work rate, and he's obviously going to one for the future. But Harvey, he's a pretty solid player, so that's a positive for us. This week we're up to Glasgow Hawks. Hopefully we'll get hopefully 2 or 3 players back from injury.
That is David Grieve from Jed Forest, and before that Andy Hill, the head coach of Glasgow Hawks. A quick look at National 1. We've got Biggar against Dundee today. That's 10th against 8th. Gala versus Highland. That's going to be an intriguing one at Neverdale. 6th against 2nd. Got a camera at that match as well, so look out for highlights of that one. Ewan Welsh's report tomorrow. GHK against Watsonians and Melrose against Glasgow Accies. And also, of course, a big match between Ayr and GHA. Ayr in first place, GHA in 4th. We can hear from Ayr head coach, that's Grant Anderson, and his thoughts on the game.
We're back home at Mowbray. We've got GHA coming, who obviously didn't play last week, so they'll be keen, they'll be fired up. I'm well aware that we now have a bit of a target on our back, but it's kind of always been the way. Down at Ayr, certainly when I played, and now we're not anybody's favourite team to play against, and no one likes coming to Mowbray. We're well aware of that, but we just need to use that kind of mindset to our advantage. I'm pleased to say that our captain, our second row, so Cam Rees, probably our most influential player, he returns from injury this weekend, and we're all really looking forward to that. The whole squad, the whole club in fact, will get a massive boost as a result of that, because we were a bit gutted when he injured himself in pre-season, so that will really give the boys a lift. Also help our line-out function, I'm hoping so, and our go-forward ball, so he adds so much to the squad. So I'm delighted to announce that he'll be back, and also we've got 1 or 2 other guys as well, kind of on the periphery, who are returning as well. So really pleased. We're looking forward to the game, and hopefully again another win for us and another win under the belt.
Grant Anderson, the Ayr head coach, with the thoughts on that game today against GHA. Well, let's have a look at some of the other games happening in Clubland today. Remember, today was supposed to be a rest day for National 2, 3 and 4, but because of games being called off last weekend due to the weather, some have been rearranged for today. That includes Aberdeen, Grammar and Berwick in Division 2 of the National League. Aberdeen in 10th, Berwick in 9th. So a crucial match there, both looking for their first win. Stirling County against Kirkcaldy. Stirling in 6th place, Kirkcaldy in 8th. There was a match played in National 3 last night. Boroughmuir 36, Howe of Fife 41. Boroughmuir getting a couple of bonus points there. Howe of Fife getting all 5, which leaps them above Boroughmuir in the table as it stands today. Also playing today is top against bottom. Alan Glens in first place against West of Scotland in 10th, and the other match is a very intriguing one indeed. Hillhead Jordan Hill in 4th position against Preston Lodge in 3rd. We'll be following the progress of that. And down in National 4 we've got Garnock against North Berwick. Garnock unbeaten, the only team to have a 100% record in the national divisions out of all the 50 teams. They play North Berwick, who are in 5th at the moment. Greenock Wanderers v Murrayfield Wanderers, another game which was postponed last week, now getting played today in Greenock. Greenock at the bottom of the table, Murrayfield in 6th, and Strathmore in 4th position at the moment against White Craigs 2, probably the most competitive of those 3 games today. So that's you up to date. We're not far away from kick-off now at Fullerton Park. It's Marr against Currie, 2 teams who are likely to be in the playoffs at the end of the season. Your commentary team this afternoon is Andrew Fleming, and first of all, good afternoon to Robin Purdie.
Good afternoon, Stuart, and you're absolutely right. Both these teams will hope, if not expect, to be in the top 4 come the business end of the season. Such is their standing in the post-Super Series club game. Marr, of course, were crowned champions in 2022, while Currie were beaten in the last 2 playoff finals, so they'll be looking to go one better this season. But their fast start to this campaign came to an abrupt halt a fortnight ago at Hawick, meaning that Marr sit top of the pile, with Currie looking to get back on the horse and close the gap on their host with a win today. Looking at the teams for Marr, Greg Montgomery's at fullback. The wings are Scott Bickerstaff and Jack Scott. Captain Connor Bickerstaff and Gregor Paxton are in the midfield, with Grant Baird and points machine Colin Sturgeon at 9 and 10. Brandon Sweet, Curran McMillan and Ali Rogers are the front row. The middle row is David Andrew and Fraser Grant, with Alex Apthorpe, Cameron Young and Blair Jardine forming the back row. Currie have Sam Leto at 15, Ryan Daly and James McCaig are on the wings, DJ Innes and Cammy Gray are at 12 and 13, Jamie Forbes is the captain at 10 with Cammy Lessels at 9. Chris Anderson, Ryan Stewart and Graham Carson packed down in the front row. The locks are Courtney West and Ali McCallum, with a back row of Ali Bain, Sam Cardosi and the skipper Rhys Davis. Today's ref for what's sure to be a hard-fought encounter is Sam Grove White, with his assistants being Alan Parry and Kevin McGee. and helping me call this one today is Andrew Fleming. So Andrew, there's a huge amount at stake today, not just playoff qualification, but thoughts of a home semi-final will also be starting to creep in.
Absolutely will, yeah. Marr versus Currie is always a very physical match, and the two teams that have been at the top end of Premiership rugby for a while now. And as you say, we're still early in the season, but parts of the minds will go to the playoff rugby already, and it's so important that you try and get a home semi-final in this league, because we've seen in playoff rugby just how important home advantage can be. So we're pleased to have the sun out, and the conditions look far better than they were when we were setting up a couple of hours ago. So hopefully we're in for a good game of rugby.
Yeah, you're right. This it's a glorious sunshine. The wind has died here at Fullerton Park. As Andrew mentioned, it was torrential here before. Pitch looks in great condition. However, all credit to the ground staff here, and we're just about to get underway. Marr in their traditional purple and yellow colours, kicking left to right. Sturgeon it was, one of the talismanic figures down here at Fullerton, who got things underway. Currie now through the forwards. It was taken in cleanly enough. They're setting their first platform here, 10 metres shy or so of their own 22, and the box kick, the first of the day, goes up by Cameron Lascelles. His 28th appearance for Currie. It's gathered in there though by Blair Jardine. Plenty Super Series experience for him, one of the key performers down here. Sturgeon now puts up the high ball, and it's a decent one at that, and it's caused a bit of confusion in the Currie defence, but it's been gathered in eventually. Lascelles at the base. Currie, they've got some big guys in the forwards, to say the least, as do Marr, but it's Currie in possession. Comes back to their outside centre, Cammy Gray from Lascelles, and again the ball's been put high in there, and some of the Marr players are shielding their eyes from the sun there, but they're now in possession with a chance to attack just inside the Currie half. Grant Baird, the hugely experienced Baird at the base, he fires out to David Andrew, another player with a bit of experience, the ex-Dumfries Saints man. He's got 1 try from 6 this season. This time it Gregor Paxton trying to break the Currie defensive wall, this black defensive wall with yellow trim. Flat pass there by Sturgeon, out to Jardine once again, operating in the midfield that time. That's a long looping pass. It's been palmed up by Connor Bickerstaff, but the referee's deemed that's went backwards, and it's been put down the touchline. And early in the piece, Andrew, as you'd expect, these two teams just really feeling each other out.
They seem to be, yeah. There's a couple of high balls being hoisted up already, and neither team particularly successful with it under the high ball and not letting the ball bounce. And in the early stages, you just want a bit of consistency and the ball taken into hand. And as you say, kick forwards, and Currie with their first line out of the day.
And it'll be Ryan Stewart, the hooker, to throw into that line out. He's replaced Roy Vukagu, who started the last match at Hoyt, so there's a swap there for Currie. First throw the arrows, it's been fumbled there at the back by Ali McCallum, the second row, so really good opportunity for Marr here. 3 minutes gone at Fullerton. Marr just outside the Currie 22. It's David Andrew again with a carry. Baird, he goes straight out to Connor Bickerstaff, the captain. There's a Currie player in over that, but Baird's managed to fire it back out, and they're into the 22 now. Marr, good early possession here. Again, David Andrew, shouts of crossing from some of the Currie players, but nothing doing, so here they come again, Marr. This time it's Ali Rogers, recruit this season from Super Rugby, the prop. Still in possession, Marr, but again the pass has not gone to the intended recipient, but it's been gathered in by Sturgeon. Multi-phase play here by the hosts. They're now outside the 22, however, so not doing all that much with all the possession. Go down the blind side comes Baird, and Baird sees a little gap, and it opens up for him ever so slightly, so over the gain line. And that's a really strong carry there by one of the Marr props. Again, David Andrew in possession, but they're going to come back for a Marr penalty. Sam Grove White has got the arm out. He's having a chat with his assistant, but it's going to be a penalty to Marr, and it looks, Andrew, that Sturgeon, we're just waiting to see if Sturgeon's calling for the tee or if he's going to put this one down the touchline.
Looks like the post to me, I think.
Yeah, it looks like they've opted for the post, you're right, and not the easiest kick given his proximity to the touchline.
No, I wouldn't say so, but Colin Sturgeon's a very vastly experienced player, and I'm sure he'll back his ability at this chance to get opening points. And I think getting on the scoreboard early in a game of this magnitude is so important. And Marr look to take an early lead and then build on it.
Yeah, deciding to try and take the points on offer. Very un-Scottish thing to do in the current climate, it would seem, but we won't say too much about that. Sturgeon begins his run up. Struck it well, but no, it's going to drift to the right of the uprights. And yeah, for all we talk about taking the points, Andrew might have been better served there to go down the touchline, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, hindsight's a great thing in rugby. It certainly is, yeah. As I say, a kicker of Colin Sturgeon's ability, you would have fancied him to slot that between the sticks, but it's not to be. And then Currie have got away with that. And we'll just look to get a bit more consistency. I mean, Marr have kind of dominated the territory so far, and a bit of pressure on the Currie back line, but so far they've defended fairly well, and they come out of that short period unscathed.
So plenty possession for the home team early on, but it's a dropout, and it's a cute dropout at that by Currie from their 22, and it's been knocked on. They've tried the tricky play there, and it was brilliantly executed. The little kind of grubber, really short. It must have went no more than two metres or so, but it was fired back inside to, I think it was Courtney West, and he's fumbled it. So it's going to be head and feed to a Marr scrum just inside the Currie 10-metre line. They're bang centre field, and Andrew, this is a good attacking platform.
It is, yeah. I mean, hard to say who looks the stronger in the scrum so far, but we'll get a lot of insight from this first scrum of the day. But no, as you say, a cute piece of play there from Currie, taking the quick tap with the 22 dropout, but not handling error, and Marr will fancy the chances here to launch an attacking platform.
The referee, Sam Grove White, one of our country's leading officials, been tasked with overseeing these two teams today. Only Hoyk separate these two. Marr top of the pops at the moment with Currie in third, albeit Currie have a game in hand. So the scrum about to reset as the front rows get acquainted with each other. Brandon Sweet, Kern McMillan and Ali Rogers for Marr. Chris Anderson, Ryan Stewart and Graham Carson for Currie, but that's been fumbled at the base by Blair Jardine, but Sam Grove White is calling that play on, and it's been kicked forward there by Baird, and it's up and over the Currie line, but touched down by the fullback Sam Leto, so that will be a dropout from the Currie line as he comes back centre field, Leto, and drops it into the arms of his captain Jamie Forbes, who will be tasked with, I don't see him doing a 2 metre dropout this time, Andrew, but let's see what he does with it. All Marr possession so far in this game, all Marr territory as well. It's all been played in the Currie half. It remains 0-0, however, around 10 minutes gone, and that's straight into the breadbasket, the dropout of Colin Sturgeon. Sturgeon takes a run, still going, and yet Currie now up and into the 20, Marr rather up and into the 22. Baird fires it out to Paxton. Now Connor Bickerstaff bumps off the first challenge, and he's still in possession. Bickerstaff, Currie trying to hold him up here. He's going to do well to get to ground. Connor Bickerstaff, the referee, blows his whistle, and that's going to be a scrum in Currie's favour, and that's good defence, Andrew.
It is, no, good physicality from that defensive line, and it looked like a good attacking platform for Marr, who are putting it through the back line and looking to advance into that 22, but Currie having none of it, and well held up, and that's a good confidence boost for them earlier on.
Yeah, they've certainly soaked up what Marr have thrown at them so far. Going to be the second scrum here. Just waiting for the front rows to set. Sam Grove White having a chat with the two front rows, just letting them know what he expects from this encounter. We don't want to see too many reset scrums. As I mentioned at the start of this one, the pitch is in fantastic condition. Given what's fallen today, it really was torrential earlier on a couple of occasions here at Fullerton, but the pitch certainly holding up well so far, and that's a penalty at scrum time conceded by Marr, the first penalty concession of the afternoon. So Currie from inside their own 22 will no doubt look to send this as far down the touchline as they can. It's the captain, Jamie Forbes, to punt it from hand. He's made a reasonable touch from a fairly acute angle there, so it's going to be a Currie line out, second of the afternoon. Ryan Stewart once again, it will be the ex-Peebles man. One try to his name this season as the Currie forwards amble towards the line out. There's some tall players in the Currie ranks, and they've gone to the tail, and it's the captain, Rhys Davies. He takes it in, and Cardosi tries to set that up, and now Stewart's at the tail as it rumbles round the corner and up over the 10 metre line. That's their own 10 metre line, but they're going to come back to Lessels. Lessels looking for runners, goes back to his captain Forbes. Currie with a chance to do something here. The winger Ryan Daly, his first crack, but he's pretty well marshalled, so it's his other winger James McKagan playing scrum half. Marr players wrapped up the Currie player, but they've managed to get offside in the midfield by the looks of things. Second penalty in quick succession conceded by Marr. So they're going to go all the way back. And it's going to be Jamie Forbes from just inside his own half, looking to establish the first bit of meaningful territory for Currie in this game. Again, another pretty decent kick there by Forbes. Takes play down to around the Marr 22.
I'll just jump in here with some latest scores that we have. Hoyt 0, Musselburgh 5, Kelso 5, Enbrackies 0, Ayr 0, GHA 7, and Melrose 0, Glasgow Accies 7 in National 1. In National 2 at the moment, it's Aberdeen 5, Berwick 0.
Stewart just about to throw this one in, hits his mark with that one, no problem at all. So it's Currie's chance to try and rumble one forward. Now starting to build up a wee bit ahead of steam as it crabs round over the 22. Now Lessels is interested at the base. Lessels looking for runners, and he's got one in the shape of DJ Ennis. Clear out comes in from the captain there. They've done pretty well to maintain that. There were Marr players in and over, and that's a lovely tip on by Cardosi, and what a wonderful piece of footwork, and another by the captain, Rhys Davies. Now they're into the Marr 22. Forbes, that's a decent pass by Forbes out to Cammy Gray. Still in possession. Currie, 5 metres from the Marr line now. Graham Carson, 163rd game for the hugely experienced prop, the latest to Trundle App, and another tip pass on, this time in reverse from Rhys Davies to Sam Cardosi. Looking to move the point of attack here, Currie, but Marr have managed to slow it down. But Lessels now, it's in his possession. DJ Ennis thought he'd seen a gap, but he comes back into heavy traffic, and again the Marr players wrap him up, and again Lessels is at the boot, and it's another tip on pass there, this time Chris Anderson to his fellow front rower Ryan Stewart. Marr rather happy to let Currie have it, not looking to concede any penalties, but they're over the line. Currie in their first meaningful piece of possession, their first foray really into the Marr half, and the try, Andrew's been scored by Rhys Davies.
It has, and I think Currie will be delighted with that one. They took soaked up a lot of pressure in those first 5-10 minutes there, and the first attacking chance, like it was Sam Cardosi and Rhys Davies linking up, and some fast hands from the back rowers to get into the Marr 22, and yeah, from there they just showed some patience, and again some nice hands along the back line into Rhys Davies, and and they go in front.
There was a lot of, you're absolutely right, there was a lot of good interpassing there, particularly between the forwards. The front row were involved, and as you mentioned, the back row were involved as well. Sam Cardosi involved a couple of times. He's been a revelation since he come down from Dundee. He was the Dundee captain, and he's got a couple of tries this season. He's already featured 3 times in the offside line Team of the Week, the Northern Irishman, as we await this conversion from Jamie Forbes. He's maybe 6 metres, no, he's maybe 10 metres in from the near touchline here at Fullerton. Slight breeze possibly in his face.
He's all right.
Begins his run up, and he's bent it round, looking good from here, and the flags go up. So advantage Currie with around 14 minutes gone in this one. It's Currie, it's Marr 0, Currie 7, and on the I normally say on the balance of play, Andrew, that's deserved, but it's almost against the run of play.
It has been, yeah, as we say, that's Currie's first flurry into the Marr attack, and into the Marr half, and full credit to them. They've had one opportunity so far, they've taken it, and they'll take a lot of confidence going forwards, and from the start they've made.
And it wasn't the best kick-off by Marr, gave Cardosi the chance to build up a bit of a head of steam, having pulled the ball in. Now it's James McCaig on this near side, the Currie player. Currie trying to exit their own half here, and again Marr are in over that, and Marr have stolen the ball, and it's come back. Ali Rogers it is, so good snaffling of possession there from Marr. And at the base of that once again is Grant Baird. Grant Baird, another in the Marr ranks with Super Rugby experience. Played 7 games for Ayrshire Bulls in the Super Series Sprint earlier in the year. Now there's it's Jack Scott. A couple of tries for him, and that's a tip-on pass, yet another, this time by Kern McMillan, but it's been
2 knock-ons.
Knocked on. You may hear Sam Grove White say first was by Marr, so it's going to be a Currie scrum.
So yeah, but the player that was stopping it was actually the next arriving player from, so it was 2 guys on their feet playing. So it was number...
Yeah, Sam Grove White explaining to the captain, Conor Bickerstaff, who was querying the decision. But it's going to remain a Marr scrum. They're 10 metres inside the Currie 10 metre line. 10, 12 metres in from the touchline here, so another reasonable attacking platform from which they can try to launch something, but no, it's actually, yeah, after all that, it's a Currie scrum, so it'll be fed by Cammy Lessels as the front rows again come together. It's a really solid scrum by Currie. Davis controlling it at the back. Now it's Lessels out to Forbes. Forbes with a missed pass out to Cammy Gray. Gray fires it out there to the winger. That's Ryan Daly. Back inside to Gray, and Gray takes it up and over halfway. So Lessels again at the base. It's not been properly secured, that, by Currie. Marr players are having a nibble, but illegally so, says Sam Grove White. That's another penalty conceded by Marr. I think that's their 3rd of the afternoon so far. Again, Sam Grove White letting Conor Bickerstaff know the exact reasoning, but he had given them warning. It was just too tempting, however, for them to keep their hands out of the sweetie jar on that occasion. As again, sent down the park by Currie.
Latest scores in the Premiership. Hawick taking the lead now. Hawick 7, Musselburgh 5. It's Kelso 5, Edinburgh Accies 7. Marr 0, Currie 7 is the latest here. Selkirk 0, Heriots Blues 7. Into National 1, Ayr 6, GHA 7. Melrose 0, Glasgow Accies 14. And the latest in Division 2, Aberdeen 5, Berwick 0.
Is there a potential upset there at the Green Yards with Accies being 14-0 to good, but the Currie line out from the penalty has been overthrown, gratefully gobbled up by one of the Marr players at the tail, so it's Marr now in possession just inside their own 10 metre line. Forwards flying into that from both sides. Struggling to see which side is going to come back on. They both seem pretty interested, but it's going to be Marr, the home team. It's a cute little kick over the top by the scrum half Baird, and it's allowed to bounce by Currie, but it's been well mopped up by Lessels, and he's seen a wee bit of space over towards that far touchline. And it's going to be Courtney West, the big second row, playing scrum half. Now, speaking of big men, it's Ali Bain, and Ali Bain's fed DJ Ennis, and DJ Ennis knows his way at the try line. He's up and over the 22, but he looks like he's fumbled that. Ennis trying to maybe play a pass that wasn't really on, and it's allowed Marr to clear their lines only as far as the captain, Jamie Forbes. Forbes again sent it down into the Marr 22, and the Marr players are having to retreat here. It's going to be Blair Jardine. Blair Jardine, is he going to kick it? No, thinks better of it, but some footwork sees him evade the attempted tackle of Jamie Forbes, and that gives his own forwards a chance to get back round. Good play there by Jardine. Marr looking to exit here through the forwards. Ali Rogers played for the Bulls, Ayrshire Bulls and Super 6, the ex-Cumnock man. He's also played for Scotland under 20, and he set this one up. Again, another kick there by Grant Baird, and again it's allowed to bounce there by one of the wingers, James McCaig. Now it's fired out to the other winger, Ryan Daly. Daly goes one way or another. He's tackled there by the Marr outside centre, Cammy Gray. So Currie, and it's opened up like the Red Sea for Innes, and Innes had support there from his winger. He just held on that fraction too long. Ryan Daly had daylight in front of him, and Andrew, you feel that a chance goes begging there for Currie?
You do, yeah. I mean, we've seen already DJ Innes, just why he's top try scorer for Currie so far. 5 tries to his name so far this season, and he breaks through the defensive line, almost makes it look effortless at times. And I think if that ball went to hand, then you've got to feel that Currie are going to be in for their second score. But second fumble in as many minutes when the writing looked on the wall for Marr. They got away with that one, and Marr will put into the scrum, and they look to clear the lines. Yeah, they've had plenty of possession. Marr not able to do all that much with it, however, so far. But yeah, DJ Ennis, he's just a player that makes things happen. As you mentioned, he's the top try scorer this season, 4 from 5, which is as many as he got all of last season. Another Super Series man, the ex-Stirling Wolves player, had a stint at Watsonians and Grangemouth at club level as well. And Marr are going to, as we have a break in play here, Marr are going to do well to contain him this afternoon. They are, yeah. We've seen before just how a special player he is. He's a useful player on the 7th circuit as well, and as you mentioned, Super 6 experience with Stirling Wolves. So he's got a lot of ability, and we've seen it there with a couple of breaks already. And Marr, despite their good start, a lot of possession and territory earlier on, they've not been able to do anything with it, and you can't say they've looked too dangerous a ball in hand here. But Currie look really up for this, and they look really desperate to turn one over on Marr today. So it's going to be a Marr scrum right on their own 22, 5 or 6 metres in from the far touch line here if you know Fullerton Park. It'll be Grant Baird. 22 minutes gone. It remains Marr 0, Currie 7. And Currie have got a wee bit of a shunt on at the scrum there, so it's mopped up and picked up at the back by number 8 Blair Jardine, and it looked like he was hit hard and hit high. Afters and here. Yeah, bit of afters. The penalty is going to be awarded because it was a high shot, almost a double tackle there by Currie, and Sam Grove White's going to have a chat here.
Right, it's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, it's just been cut off there.
It's a high tackle, and if I see that again, I'm going to reverse it. Okay. Get them under control. Wise up.
So what's happened there, Sam Grove White has been speaking to the captain of Marr, Connor Bickerstaff, explaining that there was a high tackle on Bickerstaff's number 8, Blair Jardine, but Marr players got involved in it, and he was telling them that if any more of that, and it's going to be reversed, but it remains a penalty in favour of Marr, and it'll be Colin Sturgeon to try and relieve just what's actually it's Scott Bickerstaff coming forward just to try and relieve, Andrew, what's been a wee bit of mounting Currie pressure. It is, that's a monster of a boot there from Scott Bickerstaff. Is, yeah. Great kick by Bickerstaff. And it was needed too, because Currie seemed to be just getting the upper hand on a few occasions here, and really turning the screw and putting the pressure on. But it's a fantastic clearing kick, and that brings play in between the 10 and 22. Yeah, the left peg of Bickerstaff. It really was a wonderful clearance, and as you say, it relieves the pressure, and it's won very cleanly and very easily at the tail of the line out. Speaking of Bickerstaffs now, it's the captain Connor playing it inside centre to truck it up. Now one of it's actually the winger Jack Scott coming in off his wing looking for work. They're still between the 10 metre line and the 22, and that's a pass fired out there by Sturgeon, and now there's a wee bit of space being created for the hooker on the far side, Kern McMillan, but he cuts back in. There's a Currie player over that, and an indiscretion there. So there's a free play coming here for Marr. It's Cameron, it's Alex Apthorpe, one of their new signings, the big Australian, but it's been put to ground by Marr, so they're going to come back with the penalty. I think that's the first penalty that Currie have conceded in the 25 minutes of this game so far, and there's another Marr injury here.
That gives us time, I think, to pop over to Mansfield Park. Alan Lorimer.
20 minutes gone at Mansfield Park, and Hawick are trailing by 1 point with the score at 7-8. Try from Sandy Watt and a penalty from Matt McMillan have given the visitors their points. Hawick replying with a Sean Muir try, beg your pardon, converted by Kirk Ford.
And Hugh Brown is at the Big East League 3 game today between Earlston and of course they're playing against Edinburgh Northern.
No points yet in this game, but there's been plenty of action and pressure, most of it coming from Earlston. The ball has hardly been out of the Edinburgh Northern half. It can only be a matter of time before the men from the Hawk score the first points in this match. Here at Inverleith Park, it's Edinburgh Northern 0, Earlston 0.
And it's a line out here that's been won at the tail, just shy of the Currie line. The penalty was kicked right into the corner by Marr, and now they've got a bit of a rolling maul on here, and they're coming round the corner. They've flopped over the line. That looks like Ali Rogers, the tight head prop, for what will be his third try of the season, and they've clawed their way right back into it, Andrew.
They have, and you got to admire the boldness as well. I mean, line out going straight to the back there, and Fraser Grant with taking the ball, fantastic take, and yeah, from there it was all about the forwards, and as you say, Ali Rogers had enough power to bulldoze his way through the middle of that ruck, and Marr suddenly right back in this game.
Ali Rogers, 9 caps no less for Scotland under-20s. A very useful signing in the summer from the Ayrshire Bulls. Played a bit of Cumnock as well, and we mentioned it off air. Some of these clubs on the West Coast, Andrew, some of the, what you might class as the bigger clubs, the Marrs, the Glasgow Hawks, the Ayers, they really do cherry pick well from some of the, maybe the more junior clubs down the West Coast.
They do, and there's some great talent there. As we watch Cullen Sturgeon put the extras over as well, which draws us level. And now we've got a real game on our hands now. But as you say, there's a lot of talent here in the West with the signings both clubs have made over the summer, and they both look stronger for it.
They certainly do. So 26, maybe 27 minutes gone here. It's now even Steven. Marr 7, Currie 7. That try there by Rogers, replying to the one by Currie captain Rhys Davis, and we're back underway here. Currie, again, it's a good carry there by the number 8. Can also play hooker, Blair Jardine. He really is one of the Premiership's top performers, never mind here at Fullerton, but a penalty's been conceded, and there's a wee bit of back chat there by Marr. So Sam Grovewhite marches them back 10 metres, and that takes them into the Marr 22, so it makes what could be a penalty attempt just a bit more kickable, but it looks like Jamie Forbes is having none of it, and that he's going to go, if he can, into the corner. He cut that one pretty fine, Andrew, but they're going to come back. It's obviously drifted the right side of the corner flag, and they're going to come back for a Currie 5 metre line out. So having just conceded a try, Currie, they're going to have a great opportunity to get their noses back in front. Ryan Stewart goes to Ali McCallum, and that's been taken in cleanly. It's been hauled down, and it's been defended pretty well as it stands by Marr, so they're going to have to come from the back of that Currie, and it's Ryan Stewart. He's aided and abetted by DJ Innes, the inside centre. Now it's Graham Carson. He's tackled. They're still 5 or 6 metres from the Marr line. Marr have defended this pretty well so far. Tom Jeffrey's on the prop, and he tips it on to Cardosi, and Cardosi's gotten just a metre or so short of the line. There's a wide pass out here. It's been fumbled by the fullback Sam Leto, and now it's in Marr possession through Jack Scott, and the chance for Currie goes a begging, and big relief for the home faithful here at Fullerton as the try scorer Ali Rogers trundles it up. Now it's back with Connor Bickerstaff, and Connor Bickerstaff tries to exit the 22. That's not going to make it, however, but he's managed to get a fly hack in, having chased his own kick, and Now his brother Scott Bickerstaff's after this, as is the rangy second row David Andrew, but it's Currie who've sent it back down the field. Now the high ball's been put up. Oh, and he's been impeded there. The fullback Greg Montgomery. Andrew, that's as clear a penalty as you're going to see this afternoon.
It is, yeah, and a bit silly from Currie because the defensive line set and ready to receive that kick, but yeah, it's going to be a cheap penalty given away, and it looks like they might Colin Sturgeon calling for the tee. Penalty fairly central, just outside the 10 metre line. I think he'll fancy his chances to nudge his side in front.
Yeah, he's going to have a crack, and Currie have gone from a scoring pass away from a try which was fumbled to the ball being hoofed by Marr up the park. Cheap penalty conceded, and now it's going to be Marr with an attempt at the 3-pointer, and Mark Cairns will not be overly impressed by that. That could be a big swing in terms of the context of this game.
It could be, and you think we're only half an hour in, and I think Currie have left 2, if not possibly 3 tries out there already. They've had a few strong breaks, and yeah, ball hasn't gone to hand, and cheap fumbles, knock-ons, and that could prove costly by the end of this match as we look to see Colin Sturgeon strike this ball from just outside the 10 metre line.
Just outside the 10 metre line, as you say, centre field. So Sturgeon starts to run up. He struck this one cleanly. It's heading towards the uprights, and it's right through the uprights. So as mentioned, from a Currie try scoring possession, Marr have come up the other end, and they're back in front through the penalty from Sturgeon. 10 points to 7. Half an hour gone, and it's as nip and tuck as we thought it would be pre-game.
It is, yeah. No, both players getting stuck in here, both sets of players, and there's not a lot between it so far. As we mentioned, Currie did well to weather the early storm from Marr. They're right in this game, but no, as you mentioned, Mark Cairns will be extremely frustrated with that penalty that was given away.
Forbes it wasn't his most aesthetically pleasing dropout, but it's caused all kinds of confusion in the Marr ranks. Blair Jardine tried to trap it football style, and it shot off his instep forward, and that enabled the onrushing Currie forwards to compete with it. And there's been a Marr fumble in there somewhere along the line, and there's a phrase, there's kind of a phrase that's crept into rugby, coach killers, whereby a team scores a try or a penalty, whatever it may be, and then they just cough up cheap possession, and it allows the opposition to get back in.
It does, yeah. No, that would be a disappointing one for the Mark coaching staff there. But Currie with a real good chance to launch the attacking platform. They have looked dangerous so far. Both forwards are good with their hands, and the back line looking dangerous. So we'll see what comes of this scrum, fed by Callum Lessels.
And their scrum's been pretty solid so far, and that's another one, and it's just on the move a little bit there. But no, Lessels puts out to the backs, and there's a wee wraparound on here, Leinster and Ireland style, and now James McCaig's able to get up ahead of steam. He goes out to his other winger, Ryan Daly, but again the cover defence from Marr, the drift defence, pretty good on that occasion. Again, more good footwork by Rhys Davis, not for the first time this afternoon, but again they've given up possession. Currie in the Marr gold zone, and it's been pumped forward again, and there's a chase on here, and the ball's bounced nicely into the hands of Sam Leto, the Currie fullback, and now he's created space for Ryan Daly, and Ryan Daly's kicked it forward into the 22, and this time he's been impeded. So there's going to be a penalty here, and does Sam Grove White fancy a little bit more? He has indeed. He's flashed the yellow card, so a Marr player is going to spend 10 minutes in the bin. Player coming over towards the far side, it looks like Fraser Grant from here, one of the second rowers, and a cheap penalty coughed up, and not for the first time this afternoon, Andrew.
No, absolutely not, and got to give big credit there to Sam Leto, who's under all sorts of pressure there with the kick over the top from Marr, and he gathered the ball well on a couple of side steps, saw him break down that touch line, and pass inside the kick forwards, and Currie player taken out. It was a cheap penalty, and he looks like could be the end of his afternoon as well, the Currie player, as he's helped off the pitch.
So in all of that, Currie have opted not to kick for the post once again, so ambitious, adventurous play here by the men from the capital. They've gone down the touchline once again, so it'll be another Currie line out, which has functioned pretty well so far this afternoon. They're 8 or so metres from the Marr line, and it's been taken in cleanly once again. But again, Marr have managed to stop that as source, so the Currie forwards are going to have to rumble it round the corner as they attempt to do. And again, stoic Marr defence. There's a Marr player in there, and they've done really well because referee Sam Grove White's awarded a scrum in favour of Marr, and they were just all over Currie there.
They were, and that's what we've got to admire so far in this first half. When Currie have got the ball into that Marr 22, Marr have done enough just to put the pressure on and just frustrate them. And they'll be disappointed, Currie, from their perspective, that they've visited that Marr 22 on about 4 or 5 occasions so far, and they've only got the 7 points to show for it. And Marr doing all they needed to do to force the error there, and they've got a scrum and a chance to clear the lines.
And Matt Bradshaw has come on for Currie, number 20 on his back for his third appearance for the club. We'll update you once we can get confirmed who's gone off for Currie. It's certainly one of the backs with Bradshaw being on, and that scrum's wheeled a little for 14 man, temporarily 14 man Marr, so it's picked up at the base by Blair Jardine, and he's managed to set it up, and they're not in any particular hurry, it would appear, Marr, and why would they be with a man in the bin? Box kick has been sent to the touchline. That's a decent clearing kick by the scrum half Grant Baird. I believe it's James McCaig who's come off for Currie, replaced by Matt Bradshaw. So after that decent clearance by Baird, the Marr scrum half, it's going to be another Currie line out, a lot further from the try line than their most recent one after the penalty was awarded, so they'll look to rebuild from here. And it's again slight confusion there in the Currie ranks, and it's gone right over the top, and it's been taken in by Marr. So Marr managing this sin bin period pretty well as they come towards this near side. Gregor Paxton carrying it up there, and there's good defence in the midfield by Currie. That time it was Ali McCallum, so they come again on the near side, and it's Connor Bickerstaff. He's really well tackled there by Cammy Gray, just inside their own 10 metre line. So Grant Baird, the scrum half, puts his left foot to it once again, and again decent play there by Sam Leto. He's went infield to Daly. Daly tries to see space, but that's a textbook tackle there by Blair Jardine. Real strong facet of his game, as well as his try scoring ability and his all round general play. But Currie still in possession. They've fumbled that. Has it gone forward? No, the referee says that's fine, so they continue to play here. Centre field, right on halfway. This time again forwards and backs Cardosi. Cardosi goes out the back door, and that's a beautiful pass, and it's freed up Cammy Gray, and Cammy Gray's found DJ Ennis on the inside, and Ennis still going, and he comes back inside to Ali Bain. Ali Bain heads towards the touchline, cuts inside. Ali Bain under the sticks, dots it down, and Andrew, that is a beautiful try.
Brilliant work, team try. Yeah, all started by Sam Cardosi in the midfield there. Brilliant offload there from the back rower, and set the forwards away. I think it was Cammy Gray and DJ Ennis in the centres linking up, and DJ Ennis, he's got so much rugby ability and a rugby brain about him that he drew in the defenders and timed the offload brilliantly into Ali Bain, and that's a fantastic team score, and Currie with their noses back in front.
Yeah, and it's nothing short of what Ali Bain's deserved. He's impressive so far. Ali Bain, Sam Cardosi, Rhys Davis, they've all been really prominent, Andrew. It would be fair to say that Currie are winning the battle of the back row at the moment?
I would say so, yeah, and it's not just the strong running and the physical force they bring. They're good with their hands too. There's been a number of quick offloads that have just got them over that gain line every time, and it's impressive stuff so far.
And the try, as you'd expect from bang in front, has been converted by Jamie Forbes. So that takes us out with around 38 minutes gone in this one. Marr 10, Currie 14. Marr temporarily down to 14 men after the cheap, and some might say daft, penalty was conceded. So as is the norm, the average is 7 points conceded with a man in the bin, and that's exactly what's happened there. And Sturgeon's elected to go deep with the kick-off. Been punted downfield, and it's a good clearance by Currie, but it's been kept infield, and Montgomery gives it to Bickerstaff, Scott Bickerstaff. He's the latest to try and breach through this, what is a bit of a black wall at the moment, but again, Currie have conceded a penalty, and again there's a wee bit more afters here. It's the hooker Ryan Daly. He's grinning from ear to ear. He doesn't look too perturbed by the attentions of the Marr players, some of whom are not particularly impressed by his antics, but it's going to be a penalty to Marr. And again, sent to the touchline by Scott Bickerstaff, so it's going to be a Marr line out as we head towards half time here. There's 39 minutes gone, so a little more than a minute left, plus whatever Sam Grove White decides to add on. Currie line out, Marr line out rather. Looks like Struan Reeky's on at hooker for Curran McMillan, so Reeky his first throw, and again it's gone over the top, and again it's been taken in by Currie, and they're off and running here, and it's Stuart again. Pretty prominent performer for Currie so far this afternoon, and Currie electing to run this from their own half as we approach the dying embers of this first half. It's been taken to ground and presented now, so they're going to try and come down the short side, but again strong Marr defence in there. Apthorpe playing blindside today, but he's played prop last time out, was in there for Marr, and Cardosi again takes it up, and there's Currie player trying to win that, but again came back on the side of the Milani men, and there's a big miss pass out there by Forbes, and again a bit of space is opened up against 14 man Marr, and they're now up to the halfway line. Currie, good exit there, multi-phase exit. DJ Ennis steals a metre or two, as he always tends to do. He seldom gets caught behind the gain line, and again more interplay between forwards and backs, but an extra roll there, just got a wee bit greedy, the Currie player, and he's been penalised, so penalty to Marr. Bang centre field just inside their own half, and Currie now, they're only winning by 4 points, but they are good value for it.
I would say so, yeah. As we mentioned already, the back row players especially looking very dangerous with the ball in hand, and it was a good carry there from Cammy Gray. I mean, good inroads into the Marr territory there, but as you say, the extra roll undoes all the hard work so far, as Scott Bickerstaff looks to find that corner again.
And Bickerstaff from his own half, he's made a pretty decent fist of it up to the Currie 22, so you feel that in what remains of this first half, if Marr are going to come away with anything, then this will be their last chance to do so. The yellow card clock, of course, will be ticking down, but Struan Reeky, this time it's been one. The Marr line, it's not functioned all that well so far in this game, but they've got a chance to try and rumble this, and it's Reeky at the back of it. Reeky's been caught a wee bit though. Looks like it's by his opposite number, Ryan Stewart, but it came back on the Marr side, so it's Baird. Baird's fumbled the pass. He was under a bit of pressure, in all fairness, so he's had to take it in and mop it up, and that means that Colin Sturgeon's had to come in and play scrum half. Sturgeon, so he goes out to Blair Jardine. Blair Jardine's scragged by the ankles by his opposite number, Rhys Davis. They're now just outside the Currie 22 Marr. Good Currie defence there. Again, though, they're working really hard. They're getting off the line, but there's a wraparound on here by Currie, and it's Jack Scott. Jack Scott goes out to the other winger, Scott Bickerstaff. But again, counter rucks on there by Currie, and they've managed to disrupt that. Sam Grove White is blowing the whistle. Looks like an injury here. Does that look like Andrew? That looks like Cammy Gray, and he looks in a pretty bad way, unfortunately. So we'll see what happens there. But that was that was better by Marr.
It was, and a dangerous looking attacking move.
That ends it. That's going to take a while. That's half time.
Dangerous attacking move there from Marr along the back line, but as you say, we couldn't quite see from our commentary position here what happened there to Cammy Gray, but a nasty looking one for him, the outside centre, who's played very well this first half.
Yeah, he's been really prominent, but what Sam Grove White has said there is that it's going to take a while, in his opinion, to deal with that unfortunate situation, so he's blown for half time. And yeah, as you'd expect, two teams in the upper echelons of the league, they've had a real good go at each other.
They have, and it's been very competitive, as you'd always expect in a Marr Currie game, and both sets of forwards really getting stuck in at the breakdown and winning penalties, and we've seen just how one penalty can really frustrate the opposite team, and it's all about mind games as well in this level of rugby. And both sets of players have had their opportunities, and I think Currie probably looked more dangerous with ball in hand, but Marr slowly going back into this game, and they'll be back up to 15 players by the time we get back for the second half.
They will indeed. So it's half time here at Fullerton Park. Home side Marr 10, Currie 14.
Thank you very much to Andrew Fleming and Robin Purdie, and we'll be back and join them very, very shortly for the second half. And of course we'll bring you up to date with the halftime scores right after this.
This is Rugby Radio. Rugby Radio.
Borders College is your local community college with qualifications recognised and valued by employers. To find out more, visit borderscollege.ac.uk today. Borders College, regionally focused, globally engaged.
Based in Galashiels but covering the whole region and beyond, Borders Mortgage Hub is your one-stop shop for all things mortgage related in the Borders. Visit us at bordersmortgagehub.com or call us on 01896 807 008. That's 01896 807 008. Borders Mortgage Hub. Mortgages for the Borders in the Borders.
Borders water, Borders barley and Borders people. That's what makes the Borders Distillery. Working exclusively with local farmers, the Borders Distillery is bringing whiskey making back to the region. Our award-winning distillery is open to everyone, where you can meet the people behind the scenes, explore our wash house and shop quality local products. Tour your local distillery and discover the spirit of the Borders. Full details at thebordersdistillery.com. Always enjoy our spirit responsibly. Under 18s must be accompanied by an adult when visiting the Borders Distillery.
Your pet deserves the best, and that's why your pet deserves the care and treatment offered by Border Vets. We focus on delivering the very best care to each and every one of our patients and clients. We get to know you and your pet and offer treatments tailored to every animal's individual needs, from our conveniently located surgeries in Galashiels, Selkirk and Earlston. Ask about our Pet Health Club for your cat or dog, giving you peace of mind by spreading the cost of vaccinations, regular checks and more. From dental care to travelling abroad and the whole range of veterinary services, bordervets.co.uk is where you'll find everything you need to know. Border Vets, where your pets are part of our family.
This is Rugby Radio, brought to you by Borders College.
Life is a liar, yeah, life is a cheat. It'll lead you on
Music from Jerry Rafferty. Listen to Rugby Radio, and we're here at Fullerton Park, our first time ever here. It's an interesting battle at the moment at the top end of the Premiership. It's Marr 10, Currie 14 at the interval. We'll be going over to Pointer Park very, very shortly to find out what's happening down there between Kelso and Edinburgh Accies. Other scores at the moment: Hawick 10, Musselburgh 20. 3 tries for Musselburgh in the first half. Glasgow Hawks 26, Jed Forest 12. Couple of tries for Jed Forest there. Clark Skeldon and Mark Glenn getting the tries there, one of them converted. Selkirk 10, Heriots Blues 12 is a latest score. And let's try Pointer Park and see if we can get any news from David Ferguson.
Yes, indeed, Stuart. The teams are actually just coming back out for the second half, but we've had an exciting first half in the sunshine here at Pointer Park. It's the visitors Edinburgh Accies who lead 12 points to 10. Kelso started the brighter, scored after just 3 minutes, and we think it was Hook and Ewan Knox. Asked a couple of players, and even the players don't seem to know who touched down under a pile of bodies, but we'll get that confirmed at the end. It was them all driven over the Accies line. But Accies came back strongly in the variety of play from fly half Ben Appleson. Some of our older listeners will remember Mark Appleson, it's his son, playing for Accies, was causing Kelso problems, and good kicks in behind. And they literally smashed their way through after about 12 minutes when Captain Finlay Simpson, the back row in Accies team originally from Hawick, managed to get the ball down but left the post shaking violently as he had been tackled by Keith Melbourne as he got to the line and got to the post. Both of them smashed together into the post, and unfortunately, although it was a try for Accies, and Accies it was converted, they went 7-5 up. Both Keith Melbourne and Finlay Simpson weren't able to play any further part in the game, both taken off. Such was the intensity of that tackle. Accies enjoyed a good period in the front foot then, but they met a stern Kelso defence, but they did manage to make it count. The period, a strong period they had in the 22, and it was another familiar Borders name in Robbie Chalmers, son of Melrose legend Craig, who managed to batter his way through 2 tackles and touchdown for Accies. That took them into the lead, 12 points to 5. But Kelso finished the half strongly, and Bruce McNeil, the old stager, he knows how to lead his team. He made 2 cracking breaks up the middle of the park before. From the intensity of the pressure on the line, he managed to pick up and drive over in a ruck just on the Accies line. Fortunately, it wasn't converted. We had 2 difficult conversions today for Dwayne Patterson, and they've not gone over, so it left the half-time score 12-10 for the Accies. Bigger concern for Kelso might be the fact that they've had 4 players off through injury in the first half. Hamish Tweedy has gone off. They've also lost their tight head prop Terry Logan and Keith Melbourne, as I said there, as well as Murray Woodcock. All 4 very influential players in that Kelso team, so that might be a challenge in the second half, Stuart.
So let's do a quick recap for you of latest scores and half times. Half time at Balgray, it's Glasgow Hawks 26, Jed Forest 12. Hawick 10, Musselburgh 20. Not confirmed as half time as yet, but that is certainly late into the first half with that one. Kelso 10, Edinburgh Accies 12, as we've just heard. The game here: Marr 10, Currie 14 on a knife edge. Couple of tries for Currie, 1 for Marr. Selkirk 10, Heriots Blues 12 is the latest score. That's a half time score from Philip Hawke. Into National 1, and a bit of a surprise this at the moment. It's first against 4th, Ayr 6, GHA 15. Couple of tries for GHA, none for Ayr as yet. Couple of penalty goals for them. Scott Watson getting one of their penalties, and also Gala 12, Highland 3 is a latest score. Still waiting for news from Biggar and Dundee, who are playing today in that one. But Watsonians already have the try bonus wrapped up at GHK's ground. It's GHK 5, Watsonians 33 at half time. So GHK looks like they're going to be getting another big score against them. You'll remember the last time out, they played against Glasgow Accies, lost 68 points to 5. And over at the Green Yards, not short of tries there, 4-2 at the moment. The 2 going to Melrose. It's Melrose 14, Glasgow Accies 28. And into National League 2, Aberdeen Grammar 5, Berwick 0 is a half-time scoreline there. International 3, and of course we remember from last night, Boroughmuir 36, Howe of Fife 41. And a couple from the East League at the moment. We have East League 2, Dunbar 19, Hawick Lindeen 7, and Edinburgh Northern 7, Earlston 7 over there. Okay, time to cross back to our featured match. It's Marr against Currie in the Premiership, and let's return to Andrew Fleming and also to Robin Purdie.
The teams are back out in the paddock, and it's going to be Currie to kick off the second half through Jamie Forbes. It'll be they who kick from left to right. Now, unfortunately, Cammy Gray, it was him who was injured just on the stroke of half time there. He left on a stretcher, unfortunately, so he's not going to be returning. That means that Paddy Boyer comes on for Currie, and means they have 2 scrum halves on the park. He's a scrum half to trade, as is, of course, Cammy Lessel, so we'll see how they deal with that one. The kick-off's been taken and cleared, taken in by Greg Montgomery and cleared to touch, so it's going to be first possession of the second half to Currie in the shape of a line out. They're pretty much right on the Marr 10 metre line, and it looks like Boyer is going to play scrum half. He's very experienced, Paddy Boyer, albeit it's his first outing of the season, and it's Letto who'd come up into first receiver, and it's Cardosi really prominent in the first half, and he's made a pretty decent start to the second half with a 5 or 6 metre carry, and there's another player there, and it's the rampaging back rower Ali Bain, and just as he did in the first half, he's picked a line, he's seared through the line, and Andrew, he's over the try line.
Very, very impressive try, I must admit. No, as the back row for Currie all afternoon, it's been hugely impressive. Sam Cardosi making that initial break on the touchline, and just getting momentum really on Marr, and really impressive stuff from Ali Bain. He cut a fine line and showed a good turn of pace for a back rower as well, and it's a fine score. And Currie, who obviously was mentioned, they've lost both James McCaig and Cammy Gray to injuries in that first half, but that's exactly how you restart the second half, and they'll be buzzing with that score.
Oh my word, and that takes it out to Marr 10, Currie 19 with a kick to come, and Ali Bain, he must have run that in from 25 metres. What an angle he picked, and Cardosi it was who done the initial good work, and the back row for Currie are in fine fettle this afternoon as Jamie Forbes lines this one up. It's a pretty kickable penalty for a kicker of his standard. You'd expect him to get it, and get it he has. There was a bit of hook about it, but it's gone over, so Marr 10, Currie 21, and what a start to the half.
I think Mark Cairns will be absolutely delighted with the start they've made, and especially with Marr just from being back up to 15 men. They obviously had that sin-bin period in the first half, and to be back up numerically and have that blow right at the start of the second half will be a big one for them to deal with, and they've got to kind of chase the game a wee bit now.
Ball done. The kick-off, the Marr kick-off was taken in cleanly by Rhys Davis, the Currie captain. It's given him a chance to set up, and it's Boyer this time with the box kick, and it's the number 8 Blair Jardine who's got up ahead of speed. Blair Jardine, and he's beat a couple of Currie players. Now it's Sturgeon out to Connor Bickerstaff straightens, but he's tackled by Cardosi. Now it's Cammy Lessels looks for a runner, and he's found a runner in the shape of Callum Ingalls. So now Marr's turn to encroach into the opposition 22. David Andrew fends off a couple of Currie tacklers, but they've managed to haul him down, and it's another forward coming on a good line from the pass by Colin Sturgeon. So Currie just building up a wee bit of a head of steam here, which is buying them territory, and the latest carrier there was Alex Apthorpe. 3 tries for him so far this afternoon. He'll be keen to add to that, but Marr will take a try from anybody at the moment, and there's a wee bit of space opened up here for Scott Bickerstaff. He was fed by his brother Connor, and they're still in possession here, Marr, but the pass is gone straight into the breadbasket of a Currie player, and it was Ali Bain, but it's gone forward by Currie somewhere along there, so they're going to come back for a scrum advantage, which is going to take place 10 metres from the Currie line, bang on centre field. And just going back to Ali Bain, 2 tries for him this afternoon, Andrew. He had 3 from 4 this afternoon. Make that 5 from 5. He's a recent signing from Boroughmuir, ex-Portobello, so down the divisions. What an impact on arrival at a new club, 5 from 5.
Absolutely, and to make that step up, obviously you mentioned Boroughmuir last season, to go to Currie, who have been at the top end of Scottish rugby for quite a few seasons now, to come in and make that kind of impact is hugely impressive, and he's taken both tries very, very well.
Yeah, he's a rampaging back rower, of that there is no doubt, but it's a Marr scrum, and you feel that if they score here they'll be right back into it. They're going to go wide off the base of it, through the hands, they go to Montgomery cuts back inside, he's up close to the line, Greg Montgomery the fullback. Now they've got runners coming, Marr. Currie player over that, is that over the line? They must be just short. Sam Grove White's on his knees having a look. He's deemed that it's been held up, I think, Andrew. Yeah, he gives the signal for held up, so there's going to be a dropout from behind their own line for Currie, and that's really good defence by Currie to stop the big second rower just over the line there.
It is, absolutely, and no credit to Gregor Paxton, the Marr outside centre. He picked up the pass from his bootlaces, and it looked for all the world like Greg Montgomery, the fullback, would be going in for the try. And it's fed back inside, and yes, some good strong defensive play by Currie, and that'll please Mark Cairns and the coaching staff, and they've made a strong start to the second half.
They have, and it was Montgomery who took the drop out. He fed it to Sturgeon, and Sturgeon has a run. That's good clear out by the Currie forwards, and it's Jardine up to the 22. He's tackled by DJ Ennis, two of the league's top performers there. Oh, and that first pass was missed by an on-rushing Currie forward, but it's into the arms of another, and there's a cute inside pass there to Alex Apthorpe. Now they're into the 22 here, Currie, and it's again Sturgeon who has a little nibble, cuts back inside into the traffic. I'm going to set this up here. It's Ali Rogers, the latest Marr forward, and there's a Currie player over there. It's Tom Jeffrey, but again it's came back on the Marr side. So Marr looking to fight their way back into this, still in the Currie 22, and it's Apthorpe again. Apthorpe sets it up. Baird weighing up the situation, looking for runners. He's found one in the form of Struan Riki, the substitute hooker for Marr, out the back door there, and there's a decent line there cut by Scott Bickerstaff, but again the defence is strong by Currie. They've had a couple of injuries, but they're using their squad to good effect here. That's a big carry by Fraser Grant, but he's hit pretty hard again there by the Currie defence. There's more good defence in there, but Marr inching forward here, still in possession, and there's a loose Currie hand in there, so Blair Jardine has to pick up, and he bounces off one tackle, and they're up towards the 5 metre line here, out the back door to Connor Bickerstaff. Oh, but it's been fumbled, but there's been an infringement in there by Currie, so there's going to be a penalty coming. Marr, a lot of huff and puff by Marr. It's multi-phase stuff, but Currie pretty solid in defence, you have to say.
They are. No, I mean, full credit to both sides. I mean, since Currie made that very fast start to the second half, I mean, Marr have tried everything at them, and they've gone through the forwards, put it on the back line, but so far to no reward. As you say, Currie with a strong defensive line, and they're really putting tackles in. There's no tomorrow, and they're getting the full benefit so far, and no change in the scoreline thus far.
Latest in the Premiership, Glasgow Hawks 31, Jed Forest 12. That's a try bonus for Glasgow Hawks. Hawick fighting back here. Hawick 13, Musselburgh 20. A penalty for presumably Kirk Ford or Ali Weir in that one. Kelso 10, Enbrackies 22. They have the bonus point to Ackies. It's Marr 10, Currie 21 here, and Selkirk 10, Heriots Blues 12 in the Premiership. In National 1, still Ayr 6, GHA 15, Gala 12, Highland 3, GHK 19, Watsonians 33, so 3 tries now for GHK. Ben Hutton getting the last one, and Melrose 14, Glasgow Ackies 28 is the latest score there. In National 2, it's Aberdeen 10, Berwick 5. Remember, both teams looking for their first win of the season. Aberdeen in 10th place, Berwick in 9th. Last night's National 3 game was Boroughmuir 36, Howe Fife 41, and Earlston have gone ahead in the East League 3. That's unbeaten Edinburgh Northern against unbeaten Earlston. It's currently Edinburgh Northern 7, Earlston 14.
So Currie from the penalty 5 metres out are going to take a tap here, and the space is opened up, and they're over the line. That looks like Ben Johnson, I think it is, who's going to come up with the Marr try, and we've spoken about the Currie defence, but that was just a straightforward tap. He had the crack himself, and over he went from 5 metres, sort of cheaply defended, if you like, by Currie there.
It was, yeah. I mean, they had so much time after a break and play to set their defensive line, and they just failed to do that for one reason or another. Full credit to the Marr forward, as you say. It looked like it might be Ben Johnson who's got in there with the score, and that's exactly what Marr needed, because Currie, you felt, were starting to just gain the ascendancy, both in the attacking form and strong defence. But that score will definitely disappoint Mark Cairns, and Marr suddenly right back in this match.
Yeah, they are 15 points to 21. Kick to come. Kick coming, of course, from Colin Sturgeon. With 9 minutes gone in this second half here at Fullerton Park, and that's as straight down at the middle as you're ever likely to see as far as the conversion goes. So Marr 17 now, Currie 21, and yeah, we said it just before half time, we've got as we expected, we've got a ding dong on here.
We have, and yeah, you can only see that happening from the start of the game, and both teams, you know, they attack well. They've scored a lot of tries so far this season, but both teams have leaked a few points as well, so no real surprise. It's fairly nip and tuck so far.
It's Currie get it back underway, and that clearance kick by Marr's been shanked a wee bit. So
I won't ping you for the coming.
Yeah, Currie line out. I think
I won't ping you for
the
numbers.
assistant referees
Stay
maybe been
on
a
the
wee
line.
bit generous to Marr there in terms of where the line out's been awarded. The Currie forwards have a bit of a chat about it, and hooker Ryan Stewart comes to the touchline to take this throw in. Tom Jeffrey, as mentioned, is on for Currie, the ex-Jed prop, and they've come on a switch here, and it's DJ Ennis, and a bit of space has opened up for Ennis. He's been pretty well marshalled there though by Alex Apthorpe, but Boyer, now there's a play on situation there. Looked like potentially there was a knock on there by Fraser Grant, the second row. So he's managed to get up and make the tackle as well, having hacked it through. It was taken in by Jamie Forbes, the Currie captain, but Cardosi again seems to beat the first man every time, and he enables his forwards to get in behind, but there's been a decent counter ruck in there by Marr. There's a bit of a scrap on the ball, but no, it's come back on the Currie side. Currie around their own 10 metre line. That's a decent carry by Tom Jeffrey, and it's Ali Bain. He's got a brace to his name. He tries to play scrum half and go on a wee bit of a sniping run, but he's hit back into the ruck. So the regular scrum half, Paddy Boyer, that's not the best bit of play by Currie, but it wasn't knocked on, so Jamie Forbes has put his right boot to that into the 22, and it enables Marr to put it back into the half of Currie, but again Jamie Forbes has sent it back into Marr territory, and that's a decent strike of a punt by Scott Bickerstaff, and that's going to take play down, but no, it's been taken quickly by Currie. So there's a wee bit of kicking ping pong going on here, and Greg Montgomery of Marr's the latest recipient. He's had enough of the kicking, and he sets off on a run. He goes to Sturgeon out to Connor Bickerstaff, a wee bit one-dimensional here by Marr, so Bickerstaff straightens, but he's smashed in the tackle there by a Currie player, and that's a decent kick off the left foot of Grant Baird. Takes play down towards the 22, and it's been put out on the full as the ball lands on top of our gazebo here, which covers the commentary position. But Marr, the beneficiaries and the net gainers, Andrew, from that bout of kick tennis.
Yeah, it was maybe not the prettiest of rugby, but as they say, Marr with the upper hand as Currie ring the changes on the forward pack.
Milked it. That was my view.
See the likes of Roy Chicago coming on, might be Will Inglis as well, and yeah, it's important that Currie maintain possession here and get a chance to clear their lines.
So the line out, no, it's actually a Marr line. It was out in the full by Currie. So Stu Enrique, and that's been beautifully taken off the top there by Currie. And again, Ben Johnson, the most recent try scorer, he takes it in. Oh, and there's a missed pass there to Montgomery. Montgomery's got Currie players all around him, so he takes it to ground to set it up. And that's a wee bit of a snipe there by Grant Baird, and Grant Baird cuts in field, and he's beat the fullback Grant Baird. He's up towards the line. It was a great tackle there by Cardosi, but Marr right up towards the line. I think that was Apthorpe having a go, and the space is opened up, and a Marr player is only too happy to take it. That looks like Fraser Grant, the second row, and all of a sudden Marr have turned this game on its head.
Yeah, and full credit to them, because you saw the way the second half started, and you started to worry that Currie were getting the upper hand, but no, hugely impressive stuff from Marr, and they were patient going through the phases there, and it was a good break by Grant Baird, the scrum half, which took play right up to the try line, and good play from the forwards to realise the space and get over the try line, and suddenly Marr back in front, and this has been a really enjoyable game to watch so far.
Certainly has. We've been served up decent fare down here in Troon this afternoon. It's maybe 14 minutes gone in this second half. Kick to come. Marr 22 now, Currie 21. So about as tight as it gets as it stands. Sturgeon to the right of the uprights, lining this one up. Top try scorer, point scorer in the league this season, and he adds another 2 to his tally, so 24 points to 21. And yeah, Marr have just started to at least gain parity in the forward battle. Currie were victorious, if you like, in that battle in the first half, but Marr have showed their intention. They're up for the scrap in this second.
They are, absolutely, and Fraser Grant will be chuffed with that. It was him who got that sin bin in the first half, and he's more than made up for it now with a try in the second to put his team back in front. And Marr will take a lot of confidence in the way they played in the last 10 minutes, and they've really taken the game to Currie after obviously conceding that early score in the second half.
The kick's been taken in by Marr, and there was a rampaging charge there by the number 8, Blair Jardine. And Marr just starting to win the collisions now, just starting to get over the gain line. The latest one there was David Andrew. Now they give it some air, but that's been fumbled there by Greg Montgomery, knocked on, but Sam Grove-White, the referee's pinged Sam Gardosi. Obviously an infringement in there, so it's going to be a Marr penalty just outside their own 22, and everything going Marr's way at the moment. As you mentioned, Andrew, Currie have brought on some reinforcements, some big ones at that. Will Ingles, he's a big tall man, ex-Boroughmuir and Stu Mel, and Roy Vukagu, we spoke about him at the Hoyt game. He is a meaty individual, I think it's fair to say.
Absolutely. No, they've brought on some, as you say, some real power and some real height for that line out as well. And yeah, as you mentioned, Will Ingles, he looks a very tall player, and he'll be looking to try and disrupt this line out as Marr put one in on the 10 metre line.
So, Struan Riki, this line out started to function better for Marr in this second half as well. And that again's another carry there by Jardine. Breaks through the first set of tackles. Now it's been kicked forward, grubber forward by Bickerstaff into the Currie 22. So more intelligent play there by Marr.
Absolutely, they're just asking questions now of the Currie defence. Really seem to be asking questions constantly, and a nice wee grubber kick in there to the Currie territory, and they are asking questions, and so far they're getting the rewards in the second half.
Now the assistant referee on this near side, Alan Parry, is signalling for a Marr throw in, so it's in the Currie 22, and they've gone to the tail this time. It wasn't to the intended recipient, and squint at that, so somehow that culminated in a Marr 22, but they've blown the opportunity.
Yeah, I didn't quite see. Certainly wasn't a 50-22. Maybe it took a nick off a Currie player, but Marr not able to take advantage on this occasion. And Currie, as I say, they started the second half very well, but they've really just been second best in the last 10 minutes, and they'll need to clear their lines and just get a bit more cohesiveness back in. And they've got plenty of talent in there in the squad, and they'll need to see it if they want to get back into this game.
Yeah, Struan Riki's thrown in pretty well, pretty accurately since he came on, but that one was slightly awry. So it's a scrum to Currie just inside their own 22, and you're right, Andrew, they've had no territory or real possession of which to speak in the second half, and Marr have got the shunt on there at the scrum, and they've all become a bit of a mess for Currie there, so they're going to try and go out wide early here from first phase. Montgomery, they've hacked it forward, Currie, and Montgomery's taking it in, and that's Cameron Young, the big wing forward for Marr. David Andrew takes it up now, the second row, as they try and build towards the 22 again. The men from Troon, there's a wee bit of space just opening up here as well for the most recent try scorer, Fraser Grant. 208th game this afternoon, no less, for Fraser Grant. It was his first try of the season. Marr still in possession just outside the 22. It's Baird out to the prop, Ali Andrews, and he's fired it on to another on-rushing Currie forward. Sturgeon to Gregor Paxton, the outside centre, he's dragged down. Again, play still in and around the Currie 22. So Currie policing this one pretty well as it stands at the moment, but Ali Rogers with another carry there, really put himself about the young prop this afternoon. But that's eventually been fumbled by Marr there. It's going to be it's either a knock on or it's actually going to be a Currie line out. They just looked a wee bit like they kind of, after all that possession, Marr, they're just going to run out of ideas at the end a wee bit there.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like from here anyway. But no, they've been good so far this second half, Marr. They've responded well to going behind, and they've got the noses back in front now. But small errors like that in a game of this magnitude can make a big difference. And for the last 10-15 minutes now, you think that the play has been camped in this Currie half, and they'll be desperate to try and clear the lines and just ask a few questions of the Marr defence now.
Well, the big Fijian hooker Vukagu was right on the money, was his first throw, and there's been a penalty coughed up there by Marr, so that'll be a kind of cheap concession of territory by the men in purple. And it'll be Jamie Forbes to try and buy some valuable, lesser spotted in this second half at least, territory for Currie, and he's punted that up onto the Marr 10 metre line, and the Currie forwards in no real hurry to get to this line out as their host pack form a line and await the visitors. It'll be Vukago again. He takes instruction from substitute prop Tom Jeffrey. It's another good throw right to the tail, this time to the captain Davies. Now they've got a chance here, Currie, and again it's that tip-on pass that we've seen so often from Cardosi, just trying to engineer the space. Leto, and it's DJ Ennis who's the latest to try and truck up, and he's been held up in a choke tackle. DJ Ennis, he's going to have to try and get to ground, but Currie players, no, he's lost the ball. Ennis, that was brilliant defence by Marr. He's not happy, Ennis, as he gets back to his feet. Didn't have much support, in fairness, by his teammates, and it's Marr now inside their own half. Riki hits it up, sets it back for Baird. Baird's got Callum Smith on the hoof, and Callum Smith's made a decent bit of yardage there as they set it up again. The ever improving Marr forwards. This time it goes into the box from Grant Baird, but it's taken on well there by, I think that was Jamie Forbes who rushed onto it.
Thanks, pal, really good.
Now Boyer's at the base. Boyer goes to Davies. Davies out to Currie Forbes. They're going a wee bit lateral here, Currie. So, Vukagu, forearm smash almost to the face of, I think it was Bickerstaff, and Bickerstaff's asking for an intervention here.
Time off. Time off.
Yeah,
Time off.
we're going to see what the assistant has to say to referee Sam Grove-White. Now it would appear that the comms have deserted us, sadly. So Sam Grove-White, I can tell you, is having a conversation with the Currie captain, Jamie Forbes. And he's just kind of explaining what happened there. And the yellow card has been shown to Vukago. So Currie are going to spend, and it did look from here, Andrew, from our vantage point, that he did lead with a forearm into the contact, and he didn't really need to. He had enough head of steam, and he's a man of a size whereby if he gets up ahead of steam, he's probably going to win the contact anyway. He didn't really need to do that for me.
No, I don't think he did, and cheap penalty, and they say there was no real need for it, but it didn't look great from our commentary position here as you watch on the screen. But no, that's a cheap one for Currie, and they were struggling enough in this half to get foothold in the game with 15 men, never mind going down to 14, so the next 10 minutes will be a real challenge for them.
Yeah, and there's 23 minutes gone in this second half. They trail by 3 points. It's Marr 24, Currie 21, and that doesn't help the cause. Currie, of course, with 3 tries as well, so looking for a bonus point, a try bonus, win, lose or draw. And it's the Currie line-out, but brilliant hand, Marr line-out rather, brilliant hand in there by the tall figure of Will Ingalls, who's come on as a substitute for Currie, but it's come back on the Marr side. They've somehow managed to snaffle that back, and it's Baird, wee bit in space on the near side. The 2 second rows are over, and it's one to the other. It was the Andrew and Grant combination there, But Currie, it's been fumbled again by Marr, and Currie have managed to come up with the ball. Boyer, so it'll be Currie as Marr did in the first half. Oh, but it's been brilliantly stolen there by the substitute that's come on, Callum Smith, for Marr. So another opportunity for Marr to attack here, and it's the rampaging number 8 who's really grown into the game, Blair Jardine. They're up now deep into the Currie 22. Marr, Baird's at the base. He comes out to Jardine again. Jardine made a better fist of tackling him that time, Currie. So they're going to come again. This time it's out to Apthorpe, another who's grown into the game. The number of carries he's had in this second half. Bickerstaff's seen a wee bit of line. Connor Bickerstaff, he's hauled down in the shadow of the Currie post, but that's quick possession. It's going to come out here to the near side, and it's Scott Bickerstaff. The crowd will tell you, the cheers of the crowd. Scott Bickerstaff is in on the far side, and they've kept knocking, and they've knocked, and they've knocked, and they've burst the door down eventually.
They have, and no, both Bickerstaff showing their attacking prowess there. Connor was just halted shy of the post there, but no, good spatial awareness. You know, Currie are that man down, and there's always going to be space down in that wing, and put through the hands, and a good finish from Scott Bickerstaff.
It was, wasn't it?
The way the game's going, you suddenly feel that this game's suddenly going away from Currie. I feel a real rate of knots, and as Marr move up to 29-21 advantage, and it's a big gap already.
And it's a reasonably difficult conversion attempt. It was made easier, in fairness, to Scott Bickerstaff. He was tight to the touchline when he initially scooted over, but he's managed to bring it round to the point where Colin Sturgeon has a kick maybe 10 metres in from touch. I think what breeze there is into his face, so we'll see what he makes of it. But as Andrew said, it's 29-21 now to the home side. Decent strike, but no, he's pulled it across the face. But yeah, still 8 points of daylight, and that's more than Marr have had at any point in the match so far.
It is, and I feel credit to them because they've played well in the second half, and they've really asked Currie a lot of questions, and so far that they've received a lot of reward for it. Currie, obviously mentioned, down to 14 men now. They'll have to try and change something and try and get a foothold back in this game, because as we mentioned, they've really struggled for possession or territory in the last 20 minutes.
And Marr, of course, that's their 4th try, so no matter what happens, they'll emerge from this with minimally 1 bonus point, and the kickoff's been gathered in by Marr, and they're just beating Currie defenders all too easily now if you're of a Millennium persuasion. They've managed to set it up here just outside their own 22, content to come round the corner and rumble it up through the forwards. About 14 minutes remaining in this one, so they'll be looking to manage the clock as well as the opposition. They'll be mindful of that now. Marr 29-21 at the good, and yet another box kick is put up there by Grant Baird. He's had a good afternoon's work so far. Baird in the number 9 jersey. Cardosi, who's been industrious for Currie, has mopped that up, and it's Currie now in possession. Ingles will double tackle on him. He makes no ground. Boyer, who's at scrum half. Forbes has seen a wee bit of space in behind, but that's going to go over the line rather than to the right of the corner flag, and it's drifted out. Dead in goal, so we're just looking to see what's going to happen here. They're going to come back for from where it was kicked, so it's going to be a Marr scrum all the way back to just inside the Currie half, and just nothing really going right for Currie at the moment.
No, it doesn't seem to be, and kicks like that don't help too much, and there was fine margins.
Fine margins. You're absolutely right.
Just a few metres back and a wee bit to the side, that would have been a 50-22, and suddenly a real chance for them to launch attacking platform. But when luck's not on your side, nothing's really going for you, and Currie are really chasing this game, and that's a mistake that will come back to cost them eventually.
Yeah. Now Robbie Baird, scrum half for Marr, has replaced his namesake Grant. Robbie Baird, he's only 18, straight out of Hutchison's Grammar, was part of the Scotland under-18s Commonwealth Games squad, so he's a bright young prospect. It's going to be him to feed this scrum bang on halfway centre field. The front rows come together. Currie, remember, a man in the bin, Vukago, and it's been picked up there, and again more good play by Marr. Takes him up towards the 22, and it's fed inside to a man who's been on the park a matter of seconds. The aforementioned Robbie Baird, 18 years of age, and what a way to introduce yourself into a top of the table clash.
Absolutely, no, fair play to the lad. It was a great break from him initially. He fed out to the Scott Bickerstaff on this touchline, and yeah, support and run back for the scrum half, and that's exactly how you announce yourself to the Marr faithful, and that's really ended some good daylight between the two teams, and Marr will be delighted with how they've performed in the second half.
Yeah, fifth appearance rather of the season for the youngster, and that's his first venture over the whitewash in this important tussle in the upper echelons of the Premiership, as a forlorn looking Roy Vikagu sits on his naughty step over on that far side from where we are, cutting a pretty lonely looking figure at the moment as Colin Sturgeon shapes to take this conversion. 173rd appearance of the season for Sturgeon, as mentioned earlier. He's the top point scorer in the league this season. He's top point scorer in the regular season last year as well, and that's drifted this time just to the right, so one to the left, one to the right, but it almost matters not, Andrew, because there is clear daylight now at Marr 34, Currie 21.
There is, and quite surprising really. Currie, we felt, had the upper hand in the end of that first half, and they're really asking questions, but I think whether it's the two injuries that have really just disrupted their play, I don't know what it is, but there's a real shift in momentum, and Marr have taken full advantage of the conditions, and they're looking at danger every time with ball in hand.
Yeah, and there's another really big carry by, I think it was that man, Blair Jardine, and they're off and running again here, Marr. It's all just becoming a wee bit of a mess for Currie. It's kicked forward by Marr, and it's been sent back down the field by Currie, so Marr will have another chance to launch. Now that's been an attempt at an upper under that's been come right off the side of the left boot by Jack Scott. Now there's advantage being played here, and there's a huge forward in the shape of Alex Apthorne rampaging down towards the 22, but he's been tackled and he's knocked it on, and just everything other than the culmination of that, the wee knock on, but just everything going Marr's way at the moment.
Okay, latest from the Premiership, we've got Glasgow Hawks 45, Jed Forest 19, Hoyt 24, Musselburgh 25, and Musselburgh have the try bonus there. Kelso have gone in front, Kelso 29, Embrackis 22, and Selkirk 13, Herits Blues 19 is the latest in the Premiership. National 1, Ayr 11, GHA 20, Gala 18, Highland 10, GHK have got a try bonus, would you believe? 26 now for them, but 40 to Watsonians, and Melrose 28, Glasgow Accies 43. Berwick have gone in front in Division 2. It's Aberdeen 10, Berwick 12. That is a latest score. And we can quickly go to Hugh Brown, who's at Edinburgh Northern against Earlston.
It was all square at the interval, and it took Earlston 10 minutes to go into the lead, thanks to replacement Honor Anderson, who breached the Edinburgh Northern defence and ran in unopposed under the posts. The conversion was successful, so currently at Inverleith Park it's Edinburgh Northern 7, Earlston 14.
Back here, Fullerton, Currie, scrum.
Same scrum.
Inching forward, but it's going to have to be reset, and with the clock against them, there's maybe 8 minutes remaining. That's not what the Milani men wanted, and some surprising looking score lines coming in, as Stuart just informed us, around the country. But here it remains Marr 34, Currie 21. Currie were good value in my opinion, at least for their half-time lead of 14-10, but they've had very little possession and territory to speak of, as Marr have really went through the gears in this second half. So it'll be Paddy Boyer to feed this reset scrum. Much deeper into Currie territory than he will like, so they're going to have to try and engineer an exit here while there's still a man down, Vikagu. So it's DJ Ennis trying to pump his legs, and he's done pretty well, Ennis, with a few Marr players on his back. They're going to try and go wide here. Currie, that's a wee bit of space opened up now on the hoof. And that's a huge tackle there by the substitute. I think it's and there's rafters here. I don't know what the problem's been, because that looked a fair shot to me. Andrew, it was a really big tackle in there by a Marr player, but the Currie players have taken a wee bit of exception to it.
Yeah, it was a monster of a tackle, but I wouldn't say there would look too much wrong with it for me. Afters there created, there was maybe no need for it. We'll see what the touch judges, what the referee and the assistant coach says here. But no, that's a monster of a tackle, and Marr are just throwing everything at Currie right now.
Of course, we have to be mindful of now this season that the sternum is the all-important line, if you like, across the midriff, and Sam Grove-White, after a tete-a-tete with his assistant Kevin McGee, has deemed that was slightly above that part of the torso. So nothing more, however, than a penalty. No thoughts of any further sanctions, so Jamie Forbes punts it down the touchline, and that's a pretty good territorial gain for the Currie captain. It's going to be a line out to Currie on the Marr 22. They need something quickly. By my reckoning, there's about 5.5, 6 minutes left in this one, and it's currently a 2-score ball game. It remains Marr 34, Currie 21. Currie, of course, looking to emerge from this with a try-scoring bonus as well. They're on 3 tries. Marr already have that in the bag, and they're just rumbling it forward here. Cardosi pumps the legs, gains another metre or so. So looking through DJ Ennis once again. It's that combination between Jamie Forbes and his inside centre. This time it's Ingles. Ingles, they're in the 22 now, Currie. Wee dummy and go there by one of the big forwards. They're looking to keep it tight here. Currie keep it within the forwards. Boyer this time comes out to Ingles again. Will Ingles, ex-Boroughmuir, tall, rangy second row, and there's another try on here, and that looks like a hat-trick to me, Andrew. There's a Currie player, there's a Currie forward, I think, certainly rumbled over. We're just looking to see the jersey number. No, it's one of the substitutes. It's actually, no, it's the fullback, actually, Sam Leto. And all of a sudden, 34 points to 26. 4th try as well for Currie, so they will emerge with at least a try bonus. They also, of course, are looking to get within 7 points as well, if not more, and the conversion is good. So 7 points added to the Currie total there takes it to Marr 34, Currie 28. Around 3 and a bit minutes remaining, and Sam, out of nowhere, we've got a bit of a game on.
We have, yeah. No, I think Sam Leto took the pass so well.
Andrew, rather, yeah, getting my Sams and my Andrews muddled there.
Yeah, no, the ball inside from Jamie Forbes, the pass was timed very well. He had to juggle with it, Sam Leto, but I think he took it very, very well, and they're now within that losing bonus point margin as well. So after what looked like a real gap ending up between the two teams, Currie are still going to get at least 2 points from this game as it stands.
Yeah, Marr will be mindful of Currie, who will undoubtedly be one of their kind of contenders, one of their opponents for a top 4 place. They'll be mindful of the fact that Currie are now within 7 points, and they're in no particular hurry to take this. You may have heard Sam Grove-White saying that there's 5 to go on his watch, so it'll be Sturgeon to kick things off. And point of note is that Vukagu is back on the field, so Currie up to the full quota. It's been taken in there comfortably by Rhys Davies. He's taken a few kickoffs this afternoon, but pretty good tackle on him as he tried to break from the 22, and Currie content to go wide here again. DJ Ennis cuts back in field, takes the contact, goes to ground. They're outside the 22 now, Currie, and it's fed on by Ali McCallum there, one of the second rows, and Vukagu now trying to make amends. He's in possession, sets it back to Boyer, and it's been sent down the park again by Jamie Forbes, but nowhere near the touchline. It's been taken in, and Marr this time happy to send it back into Currie territory, and it's been taken in, and they're going to try and have a run here. Tries to evade a couple of tackles, Ryan Daly, the winger. Now Marr on the counter ruck. Back in Currie possession. He almost, Paddy Boyer run down a blind alley there, so cut back and looked for the support. It's been set up by Currie, and it's Cardosi in playing scrum half They're going to again come out the backs there, and again it's DJ Ennis. He's going to try and free the hands, but there's a double tackle on him, so nothing doing. He needs to go to ground and set it up, which he's done. This time it's Jamie Forbes with the scrum half duties, and he feeds the captain, Rhys Davies, who's been quieter in this second half than he was in the first half. And there's a tip tackle there on Cardosi. I think that's been seen. Actually, rather it was tip tackle on Roy Vukagu, the big Fijian hooker. Are they going to come back for a penalty? No, I think the officials team are happy enough that there's nothing doing there, so it's been sent to the touchline by Marr, and it's going to be a Currie line out, not far out of the Marr 22, so around 2.5 minutes remaining. Currie replacement hooker Vukago takes the instruction from Currie replacement prop Tom Jeffrey, still with designs on winning this game. Currie 34-28 adrift, so they're within the 7 points. Footwork again there by Cardosi, but he's tackled at source. So Boyer, and it's been fumbled there, and it's been intercepted by Gregor Paxton. So Marr now in possession as the clock inches down. The scoreboard clock is a minute in the red, so there can't be long left in this one, but a forward pass by Marr there as they try to exit their own 22, but no, they were still playing with advantage, says Sam Grove White, a scrum advantage, so they're going to come back, and yeah, tighter finish than it maybe would have looked 10 minutes ago, Andrew. Currie throwing everything at this.
They are, and they have to as well. I mean, we've spoken about how important these kind of games are with the playoff aspirations in place, and you know, although Marr would have fancied their chance of a home advantage, Currie had nothing to lose coming up here, and they've really thrown the ball about, and at half time you almost thought they would go on to win the match, and no, it's been a hugely enjoyable match, and it's good to see that it's going right down to the wire as well.
Yeah, it's been top of the table fare that's been served up here this afternoon. Two teams that will be there or thereabouts, you would imagine, come the business end. They'll be looking on with interest at what's happening at Mansfield, because last we heard Hawick were slightly adrift to Musselburgh. Not many would have had that on their coupon this afternoon, you wouldn't have thought. But I'm being told actually that now Hawick have taken a lead at 27 points to 23. So there's another hugely impressive run there by Blair Jardine, the number 8. He's been super impressive this second half, and it's been put in there by Sturgeon. Currie player under this is Matt Bradshaw, the substitute, and Bradshaw's off and running, and he's found a bit of space. Bradshaw, well tackled there, but not before he'd made 20 metres or so. So Currie looking for numbers on this near side, and DJ Ennis sees a wee bit of space and gets over the gain line. Ennis, Currie looking to smash and grab here late in the day. Now it's Davis, the captain. He's tackled by Fraser Grant, one of the Marr try scorers. Boyer, Currie still in possession here. Second rows in unison. It was tipped on by Ali McCallum to Will Ingalls there. Marr players in over that, but it's came back on the Currie side, and Currie playing a wee bit of sevens with it here. DJ Ennis fires it out to Vukagu. Vukagu's got the ball in one hand, looking for support. Runners takes a couple of Marr defenders to drag him down, but he gets to ground the big Fijian, and they're up towards the Marr 22 now. Cardosi, fumbled though, but it's went backwards. DJ Ennis is going to have to straighten and go here and try and give his forwards a platform to come round, and he's done exactly that. Back on the field is Graham Carson. He puts it through the hands. Now Rhys Davis. They've got a scrum half here on the near side, and there's a wee bit of space opened up for Ryan Daly, the winger. Marr trying to keep Currie out here, but Currie are upping into the 22, and it's Carson again back into the fray late in the piece. Boyer feeds it out to Ali McCallum. He's the latest Currie forward to trundle it up, looking to continue the momentum here, and DJ Ennis again evades the first tackle. That time it was his opposite number, Connor Bickerstaff, but Currie, Marr players screaming at the assistant for something, but nothing coming of it. So Currie continue to knock at the door here. Forbes goes long, and there's a wee bit of space opened up. Ryan Daly's up towards the line. Daly, Greg Montgomery's in over that. Montgomery, has he won it? No, it comes back on the Currie side, and fighting for their life here, Marr. The prop, Carson, he has a nibble. Currie keep knocking on the door, but has it been knocked forward? It has been knocked forward by Currie, and referee Sam Grove White signals the end of this contest. There's a wee bit of pushing and shoving, but what a feast of rugby have been served up this afternoon, Andrew, by, as I mentioned before, two teams that, based on this evidence, are going to be there or thereabouts come the end of the season.
Yeah, I think they have to be. No, thoroughly enjoyed that this afternoon, and two teams, as you mentioned, they really went out for it since the first whistle, and I got to admire the style of play from both sides, and peaks and troughs. I mean, Currie looked like they were on their way to a comfortable-ish performance in the first half, but Marr threw everything at them in the second half, and I think on the balance of play probably just deserved to shade it.
Yeah, well, Currie were certainly prominent in the first half. They went down the tunnel 14 points to 10 to the good, but Marr have more than fought their way back into this. They've been really, really impressive in this second half. That's what champion teams do. They come from behind. They have 5 tries to their name, so they have a try bonus. Currie will emerge from this with 2 bonus points, and it is finished here at Fullerton Park. It's Marr 34, Currie 28.
This is Rugby Radio. Rugby Radio.
Borders College is your local community college with qualifications recognised and valued by employers. To find out more, visit borderscollege.ac.uk today. Borders College, regionally focused, globally engaged.
Based in Galashiels but covering the whole region and beyond, Borders Mortgage Hub is your one-stop shop for all things mortgage related in the Borders. Visit us at bordersmortgagehub.com or call us on 01896 807 008. That's 01896 807 008. Borders Mortgage Hub. Mortgages for the Borders in the Borders.
Borders water, Borders barley and Borders people. That's what makes the Borders Distillery. Working exclusively with local farmers, the Borders Distillery is bringing whiskey making back to the region. Our award-winning distillery is open to everyone, where you can meet the people behind the scenes, explore our wash house and shop quality local products. Tour your local distillery and discover the spirit of the Borders. Full details at thebordersdistillery.com. Always enjoy our spirit responsibly. Under 18s must be accompanied by an adult when visiting the Borders Distillery.
Your pet deserves the best, and that's why your pet deserves the care and treatment offered by Border Vets. We focus on delivering the very best care to each and every one of our patients and clients. We get to know you and your pet and offer treatments tailored to every animal's individual needs, from our conveniently located surgeries in Galashiels, Selkirk and Earlston. Ask about our Pet Health Club for your cat or dog, giving you peace of mind by spreading the cost of vaccinations, regular checks and more. From dental care to travelling abroad and the whole range of veterinary services, bordervets.co.uk is where you'll find everything you need to know. Border Vets, where your pets are part of our family.
This is Rugby Radio, brought to you by Borders College.
the window on the other side. Rosanna, Rosanna, I didn't know that a girl like you could make me feel so sad. Rosanna. She's gone, and I have to say, meet you all the way, meet you all the way, Rosanna, yeah, meet you all the way, meet you all the way. She's gone, and I have to say, meet you all the way, hey girl, meet you all the way, meet you all the way.
Music from Toto. It's 10 minutes to 5. You're listening to Rugby Radio, and what a match we've had here at Fullerton Park. It ended Marr 34, Currie 28. In the other Premiership matches, Glasgow Hawks 57, Jed Forest 19, Hawick 27, Musselburgh 25, Kelso 32, Edinburgh Accies 22, and Selkirk 13, Heriots Blues 26. That was a final result. International 1, and it finished Ayr 25, GHA 23. Ayr behind for 80 minutes, getting there in the end. Gala 18, Highland 22. A late drive from Highland gives them the points. GHK 40, Watsonians 40, and Melrose, how about this one, 28, Glasgow Accies 62. That's at the Green Yards. And 2 in Division 2 today. It finished Aberdeen Grammar 15, Berwick 12. That's Aberdeen Grammar's first win so far this season. And Stirling County 49, Kirkcaldy 26. Well, Andrew Fleming is now with Conor Bickerstaff, captain of Marr.
So Conor, that was some turnaround in the second half. Just how big a result do you think that is in the context of your season?
Massive for us. I think if you come away from a game against Currie with 5 points, you're doing well. Half time, like you said, second half was massive for us, 14-10 down, and to turn it around was a great result. We made it tough at the end with a late score from Currie, and it was pushed all the way, but yeah, great result for us.
After conceding that try so early in the second half, you must be delighted with the way you responded to score some really good team tries in that second period.
Yeah, we talked inside about how we hadn't really fired a shot in the first half, it felt like, and then within 2 minutes of that second half we were in behind our own sticks again. You know, Currie did well to come out the blocks firing, and they scored, so we had to fight back, and thankfully we did, and some nice scores, as you said.
Fullerton has certainly been a bit of a fortress for you. How pleased are you with your home form, and how important is that going to be going forward?
Yeah, this season it's been good so far. You know, last season we kind of let a few results slip here, so getting back to winning your home games in this Premiership's massive. You've got to win them first, so it's we've got a great crowd again here today, and it's great to get a win. You
obviously had that loss against Heriots on opening day, but that's now 6 wins in a row. You must be really delighted with the way your team responded to that opening loss.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, you know, we lost that game in the last play against Heriots, and fair play to them, they were the better side in the day. So it's been great to show a bit of character, bounce back, and a lot of young guys stepping in this season, and 6 wins in the bounce is great, but we know we've got to keep it going.
Yep, and obviously games come thick and fast. It's Jed Forest away next week, a chance to really put some pressure on again.
Yeah, no, Jed have obviously been struggling a wee bit this season, but any game down there, Riverside's, it's going to be difficult for us, so we know we're going to be up against it. We've just got to show the same form and same attitude we have up to now and hopefully get a win down the Borders, which is always tough.
Well, we'll hear from the Currie point of view in a second, but before we do, let's just quickly go over and get the final score from Kelso, and we can bring in David Ferguson, who's been watching this one for us.
Thank you, Stuart. Yeah, what a cracking match we've had down here at Point of Park this afternoon. Final score, as you said earlier, Kelso 32, Edinburgh Accies 22. And after Kelso's bright start and try from hooker Ewan Knox, after just 3 minutes, Edinburgh Accies worked their way back into a commanding position in this game. In a half hour, they had tries from Finlay Simpson and Robbie Chalmers, both with Borders connections, those boys, of course, and that earned a deserved 12-5 lead. Kelso did come back with a good score by Bruce McNeil, and they finished the first half strongly, unlucky not to level at the break. Archie Barber and James Thompson just denied on both wings. But Accies came out in very determined mood the second half. They scored another 2 tries inside 7 minutes from Fraser Lindsay and Matt Walker, and that really deflated the home support, and it seemed to set the platform for the visitors to go on and wrap up the point. But Kelso had other ideas here. This team, conscious of the pride I think felt in the town at their return to the Premiership after such a long absence, they showed a real defiance, and no little rugby now either to dig in, stop the Accies from scoring again off a series of good attacks. Worked their way back in. When Keith Melbourne, their big lock, claimed a try in the 58th minute, the Pointer Park mood really started to change, and hosts really latched onto that. You could feel the players almost feeding off that noise from the crowd, and they went on to dominate the final quarter. Young fullback Archie Barber finished a great flowing attack from left to right and back across again, forwards and backs working well together, and then you could really sense a significant shift in the momentum at this stage. Dwayne Patterson didn't enjoy his best game today, but he stepped up to convert a very difficult kick just when he was needed and levelled the scores, and that really made Pointer erupt. And then, having hauled themselves back into the game, the question was whether Kelso could finish off here, and a familiar face to us all provided the answer when player coach McNeil, big Bruce McNeil, finished off a period of attack by diving over that Edinburgh Accies line. Patterson again converted. It was getting windy by then, he was needing the ball held, but he came up with the goods, and the centre sealed the game in the final minute and allowed the Pointer Park faithful to take a breath when he converted a penalty for a stunning 32-22 victory.
We're quickly going to Edinburgh Northern against Earlston, both teams unbeaten. Hugh Brown.
Well, Earlston's unbeaten run continues. It's now 5 wins out of 5, but it was a close run thing. 7-all at the interval, and it was 10 minutes after that. Breakaway try by Oren Anderson put the visitors in front, conversion successful. But Northern replied in the 74th minute with a try which brought them level at 14 points all. It was left to man of the match Chris Rowley with a penalty to get the points for the visitors, and it was a well-deserved but a dogged win for Earlston. Final score at Inverleith Park, Edinburgh Northern's 14, Earlston 17.
OK, back to the Premiership here at Fullerton Park. It ended 34-28 to Marr. Currie getting try bonus and a losing bonus as well. Andrew Fleming's with captain of Currie, Jamie Forbes.
So Jamie, commiserations today. It was a game of 2 halves. It seemed from the top line here. What were the thoughts on the game from you?
Yeah, I think it probably was a game of 2 halves. I think we probably gave a pretty good account of ourselves for probably about 60 minutes, and but Marr were very good for that sort of middle quarter of the game. So yeah, we're obviously disappointed with the loss. Lots of good for us, but lots of things that we need to tune up on, and a sense of sort of deja vu for us with regards to sort of games of 2 halves. So yeah,
we obviously scored early in the second half to go 11 points up, but it didn't seem to kind of kick on from there. Why do you think that was?
Nah, it's difficult. I mean, obviously with a team like Marr, obviously going to come back and hit you straight back the same way that we tried to do it straight at the second half, and they did that well. They got 2 quick scores after we scored, and we couldn't quite sort of build that momentum, and then we sort of finally did that, but obviously sort of left it a few minutes late in the end. But I'm not really too sure what the answer is there, but yeah, we're sort of difficult to find the answer for that.
Yeah, obviously you lost James McCaig and Cammy Gray to injuries in the first half. That maybe disrupt things a wee bit, would you say?
Oh, listen, like obviously it's disappointing to lose 2 players like that, but we do a lot of training at different positions, and we felt pretty comfortable. In some cases, you sort of look at it in sort of a challenge, and we sort of try to sort of look at it that way rather than a sort of hindrance. Look at it from a perspective of just trying to do things a little bit differently. And the guys that came in and did stuff were good. Cammy Lessel's obviously moved out onto the wing and had a good account of himself. He's a good rugby player, so he can do that. But yeah, obviously we hope the 2 boys are all right. Cammy, I think, was quite a bad head knock, so hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, and closing stages there when you're 13 points down, but you ask questions right to the end and maybe could have nicked it, so you'll be pleased in a sense to come away with 2 points today?
I suppose so, yeah. I don't think you're ever happy to not come away with either 4 or 5, but if you're going to give me a consolation prize, I'll take 2. But yeah, we were disappointed. I think we did feel like we did have the momentum in that sort of last 10 minutes, and I think we probably should have scored. I think we had a couple of opportunities that we just didn't quite force that pass, or maybe we had the opportunity to get the ball over the line there. But yeah, bitterly disappointing. But as I said, we stuck in there, we fought back, and we could have won it, which yeah, we're obviously disappointed.
Yeah, and you welcome Kelso to Millennium next week, a good chance to bounce back.
Yeah, good chance to bounce back. As I was just listening on the radio there, they obviously got a good win against Accies, so they're obviously coming down with a bit of momentum themselves, and we've got to sort of try and turn the tide a little bit from our perspective. Lost 2 in a row, which, to be honest with you, since I've been back at Currie, I can't remember the last time that we did that, so it's disappointing, but something that we've sort of got to get back on the horse, and we look forward to sort of back at Millennium and doing something at our patch.
Yeah, perfect. Hardlines today, Jimmy.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much indeed to Jamie Forbes, and also to Andrew Fleming, having a chat with him there. Closing headlines tonight in the Premiership: there were wins for Glasgow Hawks, Hawick, Kelso, Marr and Heriots Blues. Still waiting on the result between Biggar and Dundee, but victories went to Ayr, Highland, a draw at GHK, 80 points sharing 40 points each, and Glasgow Accies. On to National 2, wins for Aberdeen and Stirling County, and the results from Division 3 and 4 will appear on our website at rugbyradio.co.uk as soon as they come in. We'll be back next Saturday when we're back in the Premiership with a match between Jed Forest and Marr at Riverside Park. Hope you can join us, but for now, from me and the team, a very good afternoon.